Rowe with headlines and punchlines for November 18th, 2025, the 302nd day of the sex offender administration. Sheikh Hasina, the ousted Prime Minister of Bangladesh, has been sentenced to death after being found guilty of crimes against humanity for the violent suppression of student protests last year that led to the collapse of her government. Damn, imagine what her sentence would be if she were also a pedophile who blew up Venezuelan boats while stealing money from the people, or what I call a Trumpfecta. The Republican-controlled U.S. House of Representatives is expected to vote today on a measure that would force the Justice Department to release all of its records on disgraced financier and convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. And by all, they mean all that's left after the Bondi fire of the vanities. 3 more Chinese astronauts, or taikonauts, are now marooned in space following the successful return of their previously stranded comrades. The latest development highlights a potential flaw in China's space protocols, and that flaw is that they're using knockoff rockets. Larry Summers, the former president of Harvard University, has announced that he will step back from public commitments to rebuild trust and repair relationships with the people closest to him. This announcement follows the release of 7 years' worth of correspondence between Summers and Jeffrey Epstein. Summer's time ain't going so easy. This has been a Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll with headlines and punchlines for November 18th, 2025, the 302nd day of the sex offender administration. Join me live at the Church of Last Resort Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. Eastern Time on MindDog TV.
The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host or guest and should not be interpreted as statement of fact. Independent fact-checking and corrections are encouraged.
Can we get a cup of coffee in here, please?
Damn good coffee and hot.
Yeah, hot coffee.
My dog is your mind's best friend.
Yeah. Stay dark. Stay dark, pony boy.
My dog is your mind's best friend.
That's kind of loud.
Wake up, America.
Wow.
You've got a dog that needs walking. That's right, sunshine. Just put on a big pot of strong coffee and get ready to type your little hate mail with your opinions about kumbaya and flat earth insanity. Stand-up comedy? You want stand-up comedy? Well, we've got sit-down comedy. It's time for Coffee with a Dog. You make me laugh.
I don't know. Probably not the only one who is not feeling it today. Just not feeling it. Well, I'm feeling like I'm not feeling it. Oh, think about that for a while. Get me out of here. It's the time to say good morning. Good morning, folks. It is Tuesday, right? Tuesday, November 18th, 2025. I'm just not feeling it today. I would rather not be here, and neither would you, obviously. Twitter is down. And listen, if you are the IT guy for Cloudflare today, I understand what you're going through. Well, I don't understand what you're going through. I understand the panic and the insanity that sets through. Oh, my website's down, and you're the one who's got to fix it. The whole world is on you. But I never had as many websites depending on me as Cloudflare has depending on them now. Twitter is one that it seems to be down. But here's a thing that is really weird. Twitter seems to be working on the phone. Now, if the website isn't working, how is the phone app working? I mean, if they're all depending on Cloudflare. Anyway, lots of other sites are down today if they depend on Cloudflare. Cloudflare. Anyway, that guy today, you don't want to be him, so that's one thing. Yesterday I talked about not worrying and how I got changed over the weekend, and it doesn't last. This is the problem. Faith lasts about 10 seconds with me, and then I'm back to, oh my God, it's so dreary, the world's gonna end. And of course, the stuff with every Republican now going to be voting to release the Epstein files, for a fact, without even thinking about it, unless you're really stupid, that Donald Trump has removed his name. He's scraped his name out of every last corner of that thing. And then we're going to have to deal with idiots saying, so he's clean. Epstein's lawyer saying blah, 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 blah. Everybody's blah, blah, blah. And one more time, the evil people are going to get away with just the worst crimes. And here I am, just not happy about anything again. So that whole turned over new person doesn't last. Anyway, we have a show for you later on today in the second hour. Christopher Kaufman, who is a fantasy fiction writer and a musician of sorts. I get a musician of sorts. I hate to say that. He's a musician, a guy who writes and performs concert music. He's not a rock and roller. Anyway, he believes in the transformational power of fantasy, and I don't. I don't. I say yes. I say yes. Go ahead. Yes, sure. Why not? But like transformational power. So believing in, and I'm not going to try to. I'm going to try to be polite and nice, and which doesn't come naturally for me. But transformation. Look, if anybody needs transformation, now it's me, right? But show me like a fairy tale or something, dragons and whatever nonsense. Transforming my life. I want to transform my life into a happy-go-lucky. I want to be a happy idiot. Can you do that for me? Now I got a couple people stalking me on Facebook. I found it in message requests last night. Not in Messenger. You go to Facebook and you got this Messenger app, and there's this tab that says message request. Now there's thousands of people have written to me over the years that I never knew were there, but the top 5 were pretty recent, and apparently reaction to something I said about politics or whatever, of course, and I have no idea what it is, but they just pretty nasty stuff. Like, I'm down with that. Listen, you dish it out, you got to be ready to take it too. But I don't know what none of them say what the hell they're angry about. That I said, they're not telling me what they're responding to. You're a dick, you're an asshole, your mother's a skank whore. Oh wait, no, that was me responding back to them. But you know what? If you're gonna do that, at least tell me why. Why are you coming at me and saying all these nasty things about me? You're free to come at me and say all these nasty things about me. Now I'm not gonna respond, and I'm not gonna I didn't say your mother's a skank whore, because that would open the door to a conversation. I just want, in the very first thing, when you say you're a dick, you're an asshole, you're an idiot, whatever you're saying to me, include why, so I know to say it again. Anyway, GD Fenderson is here. It's almost his birthday, and I don't know if he cares as much about birthdays or as little about birthdays as I care. I don't care about birthdays. I really don't. I try to avoid them. It's an uncomfortable day. But his birthday is tomorrow, and Oh no, his birthday is Thursday. His big show, kind of commemorating his birthday show, is tomorrow night, and he's unplausible. Make him happy. Buy it for $5. Go there and watch his special or his show. It's gonna be a special, and then don't stop it every 30 seconds. And anyway, today's show is brought to you one more time by me. Well, I would say one more time, at least one more time. Custom art by Matt. I'm feeling it for the painting. I want to paint every day. I'm into the painting mode, and I'm going to be trying some new things. But custom art, as a gift, as a decorative item for your home, call me up. You got about a week to make sure you get it before Christmas, about till Thanksgiving, which is a week from 2 days from now. Blah, blah, blah. So custom art by Matt. Get some
custom paintings for the holidays, making your celebrations truly unique. The holiday season is a time of joy, giving, and creating lasting memories with loved ones. As we all strive to find that perfect gift, unique solutions often stand out in the crowd. This year, why not consider custom paintings from Custom Art by Matt? With an array of themes and styles, from breathtaking landscapes to heartwarming pet portraits, these custom works of art can elevate your holiday gifting experience to new heights. When it comes to gift giving during Christmas or Hanukkah, people often resort to common items that might lack personal touch.
I got you socks.
Imagine presenting a family member or friend with a custom painting that reflects their personality, passions, or cherished memories.
I got you
Art
socks.
has a way of connecting individuals, evoking emotions, and inspiring conversations. As you prepare for the holidays, consider how impactful a custom painting can be. Not only as a gift, but as a way to enhance your home decor with unique, meaningful art. By choosing a piece that reflects the interests and memories of your loved ones, you'll create a lasting impression that goes far beyond the holiday season. This year, let the spirit of giving flourish through the beauty of Custom Art by Matt.
You know it's going to
ensuring that your celebrations are as special and memorable as the moments you share.
This is my
Get a quote now. Call or text 631-496-6464 or write to info@minddogtv.com.
Yeah. As if things couldn't get any worse, ladies and gentlemen, in the room with me now, a man who always gives socks and gets socks. He's a sock guy, GD Feddersen. Good morning, GD.
Good morning, America. MindDogTV.com. Oh shit.
Holy shit. That's right.
Yeah, I deleted my
That's fine. Delete everything. Delete me. Delete everything. Yeah. Delete life. That's my thing. Yeah. You know what? It just occurred to me, and this is going to be and maybe it's a lot of attraction if you're blue. But I'm supposed to get paid today. This is a payday where my gig money comes in on Tuesday mornings.
Right.
And I'm thinking the service that runs that is on Cloudflare. And so that's going to be down and installed. And they'll get it fixed eventually, but I want my money now. Usually right around now, I get a text message. Money just got deposited in your account, and that's not going to happen right now. I just got a baboon. So yeah, have any words of wisdom for the man at Cloudflare who is being the boss? It's broken. I know it's broken. I'm telling you, it's broken.
This is the closest thing I have to words of wisdom for him, okay? Good morning, America. MindDogTV.com. Order your 2026 Mind Dog Quote of the Day calendar. Today's quote for the day is, surrender or sore ender. It's your choice and my privilege. Go to minddogtv.com/merch and make more investments, for the children. Support your local merch nerds and enjoy the suffering.
Wow. Somebody just texted me about a painting I did last night and said it looks like a photo. It doesn't. It doesn't look anything like a photo. It looks like cheap watercolor art. But I appreciate the compliment. You know what? Yeah, I guess I should not be I should just take it and be gracious about it. But I don't know how. I'm just not a cool person. I'm not good. I'm not a nice person. I'm going to hell. I belong in hell with all the pedophiles. That's where I belong. in hell with the pedophiles, but they're not going to hell. They're just going to rule the world, and there's no winning. I'm going back to bed. So yeah, fantasy transform your life. Are you with me here? It's a tough
I don't know what you
conversation.
just said. You said fantasy. Are you with me?
Fantasy transforming your life. This
Oh, okay.
guy believes that the power of fantasy to transform lives. Well, if
Maybe
you believe,
maybe it transformed his life, or maybe it transferred the life of was it Harlot and this pushing
I don't know.
two of the characters from his book.
Oh, I see. He sent me trailers for the book. The site that hosts where he sent me the trailers is down on because it's Cloudflare. So I have one of them bookmarked in my history for YouTube that I will be able to show. This whole book trailers. Let's make a little commercial for a book. And he does music too, and somehow the music is part of the fantasy stuff. I don't know. I like you tell me if I believe in the Easter Bunny. I don't know what that will give me a 19-inch dick. I mean, I'm talking about transforming lives in here, and I don't get it. How does
I don't think believing in Easter Bunny gives you an 18-inch dick.
I said 19, but that's fine. I take 18, but you're saying no.
I
18.
don't think it does.
I don't really want an 18-inch
I mean,
dick. What would
I used to believe in the Easter Bunny up until I was
17 inches up until 17 inches.
And it never got that big.
Oh.
Even if I stretched the foreskin out, it didn't make it that far.
What would I do with an 18-inch dick? Show it off, maybe put it in the Louvre. I don't know.
You probably would be, first of all, I think you'd be in a different industry. I think you might be like the guitarist for Hot Chili Peppers or the Tubes.
What do you mean?
Because they have a tendency. I think those two bands, in particular, exploited their genitalia on stage.
Oh,
I think Flea. Well, Flea was the bass player, but you could play. Actually, I think if you had an 18-inch.
Well, maybe he should change his name to Krabs. I'm sorry, I don't know what I'm telling you. I'm not here today. Did you notice I'm not here?
Technically, a flea, half of their body, their penis is half the length of their body when it's aroused.
Wow.
Yeah. So if a flea were 6 foot tall, his penis would be 3 feet long.
So in terms of reincarnation, would be good to come back as a flea. I don't know why.
No, because the life of a flea sucks.
Life of a flea.
See, because they're parasites. See,
I know. I get
sucks.
it. I get the sucking.
See, it sucks because it's a parasite.
This is Butthead. No, that's Beavis. Well, I don't know if you're Beavis or Butthead. I don't know who you are. But now I'm having problems with my my different transformation. Yesterday I was all right, I'm not going to worry anymore. Everything's going to be all right. I found Jesus. I'm okay. And then I lost Jesus. I lost faith. I lost everything. And I'm back to being a curmudgeon, sad, depressive, pessimist. How do you make it last? That's the question, right? The question on the table is how the hell do you make it last? How do you keep?
I just want to acknowledge one comment in the gallery. Apparently, one of the uses for a penis that long would be a kickstand.
Oh, kickstand.
According to Catalyst Vault.
I never heard of Catalyst Vault, but thank you for that advice. If I ever get an 18, I don't know what I could do with a 2-inch stick that I have right now. I'd probably just fall on my face, right? And plus, the dick would have to be hard all the time to use it as a kickstand, right?
And if your name is Catalyst Vault, you'd probably want to change it to Pole Vault.
Yeah. So all the other depressing news. Welcome to the depressing news channel. Todd Snyder. This is weird. Todd Snyder, singer-songwriter, who's favorite of a couple of different people that I know, and we tried to get him. He's dead.
He dead.
Yeah, but his life spiraled out of control really quick. Like, he was on tour, and then last Friday I heard he got arrested. Like, what did he get arrested for? He was fighting with some hospital guard. He tried to go to the hospital. They told him he had to leave. He got in a fight with cops. He got arrested and assaulted by the cop, beat up by the cops, and then arrested. And then
Hey, the cops are not allowed to beat you up anymore. That's ICE's job. That's cultural appropriation.
yeah, and then he's dead from pneumonia. Like, what? In 3 or 4 days, he's in the news for different reasons, and then just dead at 59, which it's sad. It's very sad that somebody dies 59. I think 59 is still young. 60 is old, but 59 is still young. But your life can spiral. He was on tour, just having a good time, and then all of a sudden, bad weekend, man, and it's all over, and that's sad. Do you know Catalyst Vault? They say hi at GD, or no? Maybe I should say.
I extended it. I did speak. I did, just speak out to Catalyst.
Vault.
So yeah. So
what's in the vault? What's in the vault? Catalytic converters. And here's what I want to know. Somebody said that Kid Rock makes music for people who know exactly how much you can get for a catalytic converter. And on Long Island here now, in the news this morning, there is a rash of catalytic converter theft. Like, people are worried.
Wow. So times are getting hard again, because you didn't hear that in the news. I'm not saying that people stopped stealing them, but you didn't hear it in the news for a while. It just like disappeared from the news. And now it's back in the news, which means it's risen to a level of desperation again.
Well, and that means there's a lot of them, because Long Island has like millions of people. Literally, it could be a state. So for the island to be like never on the lookout for catalytic converter thieves, that means there's a lot of them. But I thought there was some kind of tie-in to catalytic converter theft and the methamphetamine stuff. We don't.
Could be.
We're not really a meth state. Meth is really, we're more of a cocaine, heroin state.
But then again, you are a state where people need food and money. So
yeah,
it's not like you get a catalytic converter, you take it to the catalytic converter pawn shop, and they say, hey, wait a second, you're not a meth head. I can't take this from you. But I'm starving. I need food. It says, no. If you need food, bring me back tin cans and bottles. I don't take catalytic converters for food.
Well, here's the deal. You're welcome. On the thing with Kid Rock, it said exactly how many catalytic converters and how much Sudafed you need. And I was like, Sudafed is one of the kind of ingredients. I think. I don't know this for a fact. It
is one of the ingredients they use to make meth. Yeah.
Right. So are the meth dealers are trading in catalytic converters or currency for meth dealers? I don't know how any of this stuff works. I'm glad I don't know how it works, but it's just so weird. And meth, why? For anybody who's doing meth, you see what that does to you. That doesn't look like a fun drug. Does that look like it makes you a fucking zombie with no teeth?
That's the funny thing is, first of all, Catalyst says that the vault is filled with a bunch of ideas.
Well, that's worth money, man. You could cash those ideas in.
Now,
nobody has any.
Yeah. Well, not in Hollywood anyway. There are a lot of people who have ideas but don't have any money to make the ideas, come to fruition. But there are a lot of people who have money that could do it, but they don't want to take the risk.
Yeah, this catalytic converter person. Oh no, the Catalyst's fault. They probably went out to Hollywood, stole all the ideas, brought them back, and put them in the vault, so they could hold them hostage. Because they don't have any ideas. Well, nobody really has any good ideas, right?
I have a good idea.
What's a good idea?
I told you, Godfellas.
Oh, what
it's my Jesus Mafia comedy.
Yeah, I don't know. That qualifies as an idea, I guess.
It qualifies as an idea, and it's like, well, technically, that's a joke.
All right.
Speaking of, technically it's a joke. Last night was the first time in a long time that I didn't get the laughs that I thought I was going to get at the open mic. It
What
was
was
a
that?
rough
That was
crowd.
the Mr. Tongue thing?
Mr. Tone. It was a rough crowd last night. Or I shouldn't say a rough crowd. A rough crowd implies that they're paying attention. They just don't like anything you're doing. This crowd just wasn't paying attention. And part of it was because there was this attractive young lady in the back sitting by herself, and all the heads were like staring at her. You know, all the guys were like trying to get her attention, you know.
Huh.
And so,
did we get to the bottom of that? Why is an attractive woman being out by herself?
She was promoting. Oh, I told her I would do this for her. I think I did tell her I'd do it for her, but I can't remember her name. Actually, I never got her name. I didn't ask for her name, and that was on purpose.
Yeah. Who is this? Why is she writing to me? What are you telling me, Rob? Rob,
she was making hats. She was making hats. This hat. Oh, you can't see it because of the coloring, right? It's.
Oh yeah.
I'll see what the writing is. It's Liquid Aloha. It was for a beer, and what you do is, you try the beer, you get a hat. And so, but I told her that I don't drink when I'm performing, and so she gave me the hat anyway.
So basically, she had an idea.
Well, I think she worked for the company. She worked for this company, the promotional company, and they make the hat.
It's so weird that it's all green screening through or whatever it is. It's blue screen and green screen and something screen.
Yeah, and the thing is, I told her I have a green screen. I don't know why it's doing the blue stuff, but
yeah.
But it doesn't have a real fine adjustment. It just says fade. It's not a real fine adjustment. So
you got a real fine love.
Now,
what?
But I got a real hard laugh from Ron last night, and like I said, Ron doesn't laugh at a lot of stuff I do because it's just not dark enough, or he just doesn't think it's funny.
Maybe he's stupid.
And before we went up, you know, when we were still talking, I said, I wrote this thing like 6 years ago, and I don't know why it works. It works. It gets a laugh, and I don't know why it works because it's so fucking stupid. And he goes, well, sometimes stupid works or something like that. And I said, it just works. And so I did it last night, and nobody else laughed except for Ron. And he laughed spit. He did a spit laugh. So to me, I don't know if that's like my takeaway for the night that I made Ron spit laugh.
Yeah. But Twitter's back. Let's add Twitter, right? I think Twitter's back.
Is it too late to add Twitter?
No, I could go back and add Twitter. I could add Twitter anytime you want to add it. Day or night or day. It's like a 24/7 diner or something. Where's my Twitter?
Well, after the mic was over, I go around and I thank people for sticking around and so forth. And I go to this one table and I said, this one lady goes, "You were very good. You were very good, very funny." And I said, "You didn't laugh." And she goes, "I laugh on the inside." She says, she says, "I don't laugh loud. I laugh on the inside." Now, she has that kind of voice where it does not match her face and body. You know, when she was a young black lady or young black woman, but her voice was so California, so young white girl. And if you listen to it, if you listen to the voice, you expect to turn around and see, was it the one from Clueless, Alicia Silverstone? That's what you expect to see. You hear that and you go, Alicia Silverstone is behind me. And you look and it's a black woman.
Yeah. See, I think you're too East Coast. I think in California, there are a lot of Black Valley girls. I mean,
yeah, but that's just it. She lives in the Harrisburg area. Now, and maybe she grew up out west and she moved over here, but her voice does not match. And the whole time I had my back to her, I was, I could hear them talking. I'm like listening to Ron, and I could hear them, and I'm thinking it was the white chick in the corner that everybody was staring at. That's what I thought was done talking. I said, because that voice matches her face more than this other voice. And then I thought, no, I know what her voice sounds like. I just talked to her. There's another woman back there. No, it was her.
I just want to say I am a huge fan of stupid. Stupid comedy is my favorite comedy. I don't know. I encourage stupidity. That's not. I don't encourage stupidity in life. But if you're trying to be funny, stupid is the way to make me laugh. Right? All right, that's good.
Oh, okay, really?
Yeah. Monty Python style. Why you just say those? Because when I read something like this, it confuses me. Like yesterday, our fearless Führer leader, he said, "American dream." Those are two words you never heard before. You remember Biden? He said, "The American dream." That's three words. We never had two words, the American dream. Now we have two words, the American dream. That's what Monty Python style, just out of nowhere, like makes me think like Monty Python style, the American dream, the American dream. Remember, but when we had Biden, we had the American dream. We never had American dream before. There's two words we never had before. Remember Biden, we had the American dream. That's three words.
To answer your question, Vault, I don't know if it's Mr. Vault or Ms. Vault, but yeah, it is a comedy, and it's I don't want to say it's in the style of, it's actually very much in the style of it would be like a drama, but the dialogue makes it funny without everybody being campy. So it's not campy. It's shot just like it was shot like it's real. And like but the jokes are in the dialogue, not in the stupidity. So I make it look real, but it's basically if Jesus and them were a mafia.
Wow.
So that's why it's called the Godfellas, because it's like Godfather and Goodfellas meet the New Testament.
Yeah. Wow. That doesn't sound stupid enough for me.
Well, okay, I'm gonna try this. I don't want to go through the whole bit of the material, but I'm just gonna go through the meat of it.
Get to the meat. To the meat. I like the meat.
Yeah. My siblings used to call me my parents' second accident, but I don't think I'm the accident. I think it's my sister, because my sister's birthday, if you count 280 days before that, which is how long the gestation period is, she would have been conceived on March 17th, St. Patrick's Day. Their first kid, everybody's drunk. So I think she's the accident, because me, if you count back 280 days, I would have been conceived on St. Valentine's Day.
Now, where do you get this 280? I mean, I thought that's kind of like it's not like written in stone, like, right?
It's written in utero. It's written in utero, not in stone. It's written in utero.
It's just an approximation. It's not a.
Yeah, and if you're going to dissect every fucking thing, nobody you'll ever fucking laugh. It's the average. It's the average. But if you think about when people would be fucking,
I don't think about when people would be fucking.
If you go by, okay, if you take the average and you wind up between, let's say, March 16th and March 18th, you go like, okay, well, which one of those 3 days would my parents likely be fucking? The 17th, because they're drunk. It works that way. And in my case, it comes out to be February 14th.
They weren't Irish. Well, they were.
No, they weren't Irish, but I wish they'd heard the joke.
So they don't drink on St.
Oh no, they drank. Yeah,
not on St. Patrick's Day.
My mother ran a bar. You think she wasn't drinking? My mother ran a bar.
Ran.
Yeah.
All right, run.
But she's dead now.
I think the proper verbiage is runned.
Ruined.
Yeah. Do you think Ian? Good morning, Ian, my evil friend. He's first down with the penny. You know, this penny thing. I'm thinking pennies are going to be worth $1 soon, because they're going to be rare. Like, and what are we going to do? Like, without the penny? You could say it's only a penny, but so something is worth, I don't know, 70. The price is 76 cents or something, or 96 cents, whatever. How are they going to make change without a penny?
You don't. everything gets rounded up or rounded down to the nearest nickel.
So people are gonna have to change their prices, but when you
Yeah,
add,
they change their prices. Yeah,
but when you add tax, sometimes even if you gotta
you
figure that.
round up, but even tax is rounded up or rounded down. I mean, there if you take because it's supposed to be 6%
I don't
or
like
five
it.
percent, and if you do 5% of something and it comes out to be a half of a penny, they don't say, okay, that would be $99.43.5. They
So
round it up or round
pe-
it down.
people like me who are
Yeah,
saving
people
they're
like
saving
you.
their pennies
Okay,
because someday they're gonna be worth millions. What are we going to do with it? I mean, I don't like it. What is America the only country that's kind of being this stupid about things? You can't have a.
well, first of all, we don't know that it's going to get done. But it's
Oh no,
because we've tried to do this many times, many times. Now in England, I think 1968, they used to have a half pence. They had a pence and a half pence, and actually, I think it costs 5 cents to make a penny now. It could be 3 cents. I don't know, but
so it's already gone up in value already. So hold on to your pennies because someday they're going to be worth a Bitcoin, or a
so.
Bitcoin will be worth a penny. We
But
don't know
I
either
think it was
way.
in '68, in England they got rid of the half pence, and they just they rounded up to the pence. So it's possible we wouldn't be the first culture to get rid of the smallest coin or
Right.
whatever.
But so they stopped minting them as of last Friday. They're not going to make any more new pennies. But it's not like they're collecting up the old pennies. Like, give me your pennies, and they're going to go melt them for copper or something.
Right.
Uh,
They may
I
have
don't.
just stopped minting them just for the sake of saying, well, we have enough of them. We can save money by not minting any.
I don't know if we have enough of them. I mean, that's what penny saved, a penny earned.
Well,
Put a penny in, you
here's the
earn.
thing. As far as what's out there, we probably do have enough pennies. People are just hoarding them or taking them to Coinstar, you know. But but now, if you stop minting pennies, people are going to stop putting them in things, expecting them to get increase in value. The problem with that is it's going to be like if everybody's saving the pennies, then nobody has a penny because it's not worth anything because everybody's collecting them. Or
What,
unless you go to sell it, it's not worth anything until you sell it.
what
And who's
about a
going to?
what about a girl named Penny? And
She goes up in value.
well, she's always fat. Yeah,
Oh
listen,
no, oh
no.
no! I've known quite a few pennies that were scrumdiddlyumptious.
What's but they were fat.
No, they were fine. Or
Oh, fine.
PHAT.
You can't.
PHAT.
Now you're. It sounds like you were saying. I couldn't figure out the word saying that you can't be fat and fine. Because I said they were fat, and you said no, they were fine. You can be fat and fine, can't you? Or no, I'm wrong about that. Am I wrong? You can't be fat and fine. Fat and
I
fine.
think you can be fat and attractive. I think you'll be fat and beautiful.
Right.
But
But not fine.
fine by definition, it's like saying someone has an hourglass figure. An hourglass figure, that's it. Doesn't matter how big or small you are, it's an hourglass, okay? But if you get to a certain point, you could have the measurements that will where you should look like an hourglass, but you don't.
Yeah.
See, you can have whatever the hourglass figure is. What was it, 36, 24, 36? That or something like that. You could
Yeah.
actually have that, but it just doesn't look like that. You could have the dimensions, you could have the measurements without looking like an hourglass.
That's I don't know. Can you?
Sure. Because things sag.
Oh,
Things sag.
all right. I
And
didn't know
so
that.
yeah, you lift something up and you go like, yeah,
I
my
didn't.
waist is 24, but let me let that go and
I didn't take into account the SAG-AFTRA SAG-AFTRA part of it. The dimensions could be sagging, but still, 36, 24. It goes
Yeah,
wide. So,
I knew it was. I knew that we're gonna run into this. Yes, but the definition is your definition of fat. I understand that, and that's why I was trying to parse my words. But yeah, so in my mind, with my definition of fat, you cannot be, like I said, you can be overweight and beautiful. You can be quote fat and beautiful, but to me, fine is like,
fine. Oh, that's
yeah,
fine. Oh, just fine.
yeah.
That's you. I don't feel fine. I feel shitty. Slaptail says, I disagree. I have been with women who are fat and fine. What's your definition of fat? Clinically? Well,
Yeah, I'm not using
that's
clinical. I'm not using a clinical definition. Definitely not using clinical definition.
well, I don't know. Is there a clinical definition? There has to
Yeah,
be a clinical
yeah, there
definition
is
of
a
fat.
clinical definition of fat. Although they don't call it fat, they call it obese.
Well,
Right?
obese is
Am I
different
right,
than fat.
Slaptail? They don't say if you go into the doctor and you're slightly overweight. The doctor doesn't say you're fat. They say you're obese. And so that's why I said fat as opposed to obese. Okay. And Slaptail just wants me to
I
shut
don't
my
know what to
whore
say.
mouth.
Shut your fine whore mouth, you fat fucking whore bitch.
So
I'm so shot. I should just quit, right? Somebody, oddly, I got an email from, every day I get inundated with these fucking people in the podcasting industry who want to help me out. And this morning I got one about if you're feeling in a rut, you're feeling overwhelmed and it's just not, you're not, said just go with it and just keep doing what you're doing and work through the run. Everybody goes through that, especially in October. Well, it's not October, it's November. Maybe you meant to send me this email a month ago. But
I need to correct something you said earlier.
correct it.
Yeah.
Hold on. Do we need to play a disclaimer about fact checking?
I'm only going to half correct it because part of it I don't really care about. But the show is on the 20th, not the 19th.
Right. I said
you
that.
said it was on the 19th.
That?
You said the show was on the 19th.
I don't think I said any numbers. I said Thursday. Thursday's your birthday. Wednesday is the show. That's what I said.
Okay, the show is on Thursday.
Oh, the show is on Thursday?
Thursday the 20th.
Oh, I'm all confused. So your birthday is Wednesday, but the show is the day after? I thought it was the other way around. I thought it was the show and then the birthday the next day.
No.
So tomorrow's your birthday.
If you want to look at it that way, sure. Yeah. I was born on the 19th. I don't really like celebrating my birthday.
Me too. I did say that in the opening. Like, fuck, I hate birthdays.
And I only use, like I said, it's like a thing it exists. Okay, it exists. And the only reason why I refer to it is because when they gave us the dates that were available, and the one date that everybody couldn't make it was the 20th.
Right.
So it's okay. Well, that's the day after my birthday. I will exploit my birthday to promote the show if possible.
Right.
And I'll exploit my birthday for material in the show.
I tried that for so many times, like exploiting my birthday and band members' birthdays, and it never worked.
No, I was just saying, like I know, like for example, Dave Yakeley, his birthday is the 17th, or was the 17th. So it would be silly, and he just turned 77.
Wow.
So
ouch. That hurts even to hear.
Yeah. Wow. So he's one of the funny old farts. He's 77, and so I know, he would be totally remiss if he didn't mention his birthday was Monday.
Yeah. I can't find the stupid email. I wanted to read it because it's stupid. But I get a lot of this stuff. It's like every day from these podcast collaborators. Now I got 2 recently where somebody wants to make us popular or somehow. And they want to we'll increase your listenership and we'll get you sponsors and all this stuff. And like, all right. I said, understand I have no money. I'm not paying you a fucking dime. I'm poor. I can't even buy air. And he said, no problem. Just two different people said, no problem. We will work for you. And if when you get paid, we'll work on spec. I was like, well, that's interesting. I mean, you're so confident that you can grow our audience and bring in real sponsors and real money, and you're willing to work for a percentage and no money. That's kind of impressive.
Yeah.
And I got two people saying, no, I have a call today after that. But I said, you know what? At that point, I'm working for you, right? Because you're selling the show now. You're gonna give me you're gonna start getting in my face about what we could say and what we could do and how we should do the content and stuff. And then I'm working for you. I don't want a job. If I wanted a job, I don't know if I could get a job. I was just gonna say if I wanted a job, I could get a job. Maybe at this point I can't. Too old for a job.
I'm gonna say if I wanted a job, I could get a low-paying job.
Yeah. But these people they say they can bring money into the show. I was like, all right, fuck it. And, but how does that, we'll find out. I'm not giving them access to my accounts and stuff.
Well, how are they going to deposit the money if you don't give them access to the accounts? That's stupid, man. They gotta have access to the account. Otherwise, they can't deposit all that money for you.
No, actually, it can. If they bring the traffic brings it to Google. Google has access to my account. Google puts the money in my account, and then I pay them after a percentage after it goes into my account. That's the way. That's the only way.
So you're asking them, total strangers, to trust you, a total stranger, with things that you wouldn't trust.
I didn't ask them. They're volunteering for it. I didn't ask them that. One guy I did ask for that, but I think he was Nigerian. He kept calling me boss. Can we talk today, boss? And he wanted to start working like that day. I said, we haven't even had a conversation. What are you going to start? You want access to my YouTube channel? No, I'm not giving that.
I've gotten email. Well, I've gotten emails on behalf of the Reverend. Because it's almost like they don't know the Reverend has his own email address, so they reach out to me about him for the show, and they'll say that we have ideas. I've been watching your show, but this, we can do this, we can do that, and I'm no. But he says,
a lot of their hate mail. I think I'm.
They'll say we've already done the analysis. We just need an opportunity to talk to you. I said, well, talk to the Reverend. You have his email. Reach out to the Reverend. If you've been watching the show, like you say, right, you have his email address.
You lying fucks. You haven't been watching no stupid show.
Right. If you've been watching the show, like you say, you have his email address. And I check it every so often.
This is small print, so I'm struggling. Dear Mind Dog. I like that. I mean, thank you. I like that salutation, dear Mind Dog.
Dear sir, I say, sir, we have work that we can do for you, sir.
Right. I hope this message finds you well. Well, that you're out of luck there. But thanks for hoping. I wanted to share what we've recently updated on my. This is not related to people wanting to run the podcast. They want to be a sponsor or something. They want to collaborate. I wanted to share with you what we've recently updated our materials for high performance fuel pumps. A premium high performance fuel pumps our premium high performance fuel pumps deliver increased flow rates and consistent pressure for better acceleration, improved throttle response, and exhaustive fuel efficiency. Whether you're towing heavy loads or simply want optimal engine operation, A premium fuel systems provide the power your engine demands. We ship quickly and we can get you back on the road. Designed for reliable, I can't read, performance and backed by 2-year warranty. It's easy to check our vehicle compatibility and order with confidence. We are looking forward to collaborate with you on you're publicizing our fuel pumps. Let me know if you like to dive in and how we can create content that highlights these benefits. I don't know. Are we going to sell fuel pumps? Do we have an audience that's just chomping at the bit for? I mean, where do you get the idea that? I mean, everybody drives, but nobody's fucking putting in new fuel. I never met anybody who put a new fuel pump in their car.
I have. I know 2 people who put in fuel pumps. And one is my neighbor who his wife used to race. She was a race car driver. His wife was a race car driver. His beaver was a race car driver, and so she's retired once she got pregnant. But he just still got hooked on doing the cars. And then my buddy who used to race mud track and dirt track, well, he recently retired from that, but he's still antsy. So now he's starting to do body work because he's used to working on cars and he's got to do something.
So I don't know how they identify us as, the sponsorship. And this guy who wants to send me a list of sponsors that he's found for the program. What if you've watched this program? What makes you think this would be a good show to sponsor fuel pumps? What about what we do here would suggest to them? This is our guy. This is our fuel pump guy. This guy can move some fuel pumps for us. I don't think we can move our bowels for you, and I will definitely be trying after another cup of coffee. But it baffles my mind with some of these sponsors or collaborators. They're collaborators.
Matt, I just want to make give a little bit of advice to people out there. And this is not for everyone. This is for people who are trying to send a joke or type a joke or text a joke. And I'm referring this to Swim over in the governor's chat. They tried to they said, wow, they just snooped Rissi, RISSI. Okay. And then they had to make a correction, Russia. Okay. So it's like it's already ruined. If you have to make the correction, you've ruined the joke because gotcha. See, it doesn't work. If you're going to do a joke or something humorous or something to get a reaction, do your best to check your spelling before you hit enter. Otherwise,
I never do that, and this is I'm terrible at doing that, and then I look like a total retard and whatever. Alternate Universe says this is getting painful. Where is the guest?
I agree. It is painful.
I agree too, but unfortunately, I think it's going to get more painful when the guest arrives. I said that right from the beginning. I didn't want to be here today. It's just I'm just not feeling it. I want the collaborators, man.
You could have. Well, I'm not saying that it would have been better, but we could have had Myopic Mick on the show with me today. And
you what?
Myopic Mick.
Myopic Mick Muck. And why did I put Muck? Because I don't check my spelling before I hit enter. Anyway, we're going to be talking briefly in a few moments with Christopher Kaufman, not Colonel Mike Kaufman. No relation there.
Or Randy Kaufman.
Well,
Andy, it's not Randy. Andy Kaufman.
Right. If you believe they put a man on the moon. We're going to be talking about the transformative power of fantasy.
I think it works in sex. I mean, I think role play. I think transformative.
I don't think that's what he's talking about here. You want? Maybe I should. Maybe I should. Should I?
Did you? Because the site was down, you didn't get a chance to see what he meant.
You know what? I could go back and see if Podmatch is back up. So,
they sent you the trailer and the site wasn't up, so you don't know what he meant. But he's in the room, so he's in the room a little bit early. He may stick around.
All right, I'm going to play the trailer if I could. Just buttons. I'm not feeling it today. Have you noticed I'm not feeling it today? Let me see. I don't think he's in the room. I don't think he's got his camera working anyway.
Well, he's in the green room. We don't know if the camera's up or if he's just listening with the camera off. Could be getting dressed. He's listening and
StreamYard made it very hard to just share stuff from like YouTube and stuff. It's
too
many buttons back and forth and
Tales of the Ocean City is the epic tale about a young civilization turning the corner into the future. But first they must face a terrible enemy from the deep past. The main characters are a young man named Harloot and his lifelong companion Vespucian, who is a Parianth, a kind of telepathic Pegasus. Book 1, Battle in the Sky. He felt a crushing weight of sadness fall upon him. He looked over to see Jagafra standing over the body of Jigla, his son. Verdun sighed. I am so sorry, dear friend. He was a great being and died a tremendous warrior. In response, he felt from Jagafra only a complex wave of grief, almost beyond even his ability to translate in his mind. There will be more strife, Jagafra. I see war ahead.
Yes, as do I.
Echoed the great creature.
These things, Goliaths have fought them before, long ago, an age past. I believe your race has encountered them as well.
Imagery now streamed in Verdun's inner eye as he glimpsed the scenes flowing in Jagafra's mind.
We thought they were all destroyed. We call them the Vorn. They are hideous and evil, and incredibly dangerous if their hive is reformed.
That's a pretty serious production there. Whoa, what happened there? Oh, what happens here? We every day when we see this is StreamYard's dopey little new way of sharing from places like that.
See, it's not so easy. That was the problem myopic Mick had the other day. He was like, I can't do this from. He was trying to do it from YouTube.
Fucking StreamYard. I mean, how many times do I have to bash them before they say, "Get on board with the Mind Dog"? And they're never going to do it. That's now we chased him away with his own trailer. How about that? Or maybe he just couldn't get the mic to the tech to work and said, "No, screw it, I'm out." So maybe we're not having a guest. How about that? Well, at least Thursday
we still have
got
20 minutes. We still have like 19 minutes before he's scheduled.
Maybe we're just checking out. Does it work? Does it work? Does it work?
It's possible. I do that quite a bit. My wife says, "Let's go have sex." And I'll go, "Okay, I'll be in a minute." I'll go, "Does it work? Does it work?" I'll be right in. Does it work? Does it work?
Do you take a pill?
No.
You never take. I have taken the pills. I don't like.
No, you didn't ask me if I'd ever taken it. You asked me if I do take it, and I do not.
Right. Okay, you have though.
I had tried it, yeah.
And you got bad side effects? Did you get the bad
terrible side effects?
You went blind. You had a heart attack.
No. Nausea, vomiting.
Oh, I didn't get that. I got the I feel like I'm having a heart attack thing. Now there's a second trailer, but I think the first trailer pretty much summed it up. We don't have to watch the second one,
and the funny thing is, like I said, I had a thing of 10 pills or something. I tried it. It was weird because the first time I tried it, I wanted to see if there was going to be any side effects. So it was like, I'm not going to use it. Not so special. And I got nauseous. And I thought, okay, maybe I didn't eat enough on my stomach, whatever. And I tried that. So I tried it a second time because I didn't want there to be any surprises when I was with my wife. And so, I tried the second one, different, with more fluid, less fluid, So by the time I actually went to use it the third time, it was like it didn't matter. I was still nauseous.
Yeah.
And it's like, I looked at my wife and said, I can't be on top. I can't be responsible for what's going to come out of my mouth. I can't be on top.
Wow. To me, the worst part is even after, sorry to get graphic here, but even after you come, it's you still got this fucking piece of wood. Like, come on, it's supposed to go, and then you're supposed to be able to relax after. That's the whole point of orgasm. Is after that you get to kind of have to deal with.
Apparently, you've never been involved in competitive fucking.
I no, I don't think it should be. It should be again. I think the intended. A biological purpose of orgasm is so that you can get to sleep.
No, the intended. That's how you mark who won, who lost.
Oh, is Twitter back down again? We're just getting a notice here.
They're still widespread outage or cloud flare.
My Twitter's working.
This issue is external to StreamYard, and our team is monitoring its evolution.
Yeah, I don't think StreamYard is up to date on this. They should check it out. It's working now. And like Podmatch is working, and all these other sites that are dependent on Cloudflare are working now.
Who are you going to trust? StreamYard, who says they're monitoring it, or your own lying eyes?
My own line. Stream. I don't trust StreamYard. They have given me zero reason to ever trust them.
Do they reliably take the money out of your account?
No. Well, yeah, they're supposed to put money in my account, right? But I'm not really a good affiliate for them. I haven't sold it. Why would you? If you listen to me talk, why would you go to StreamYard and say, "Oh yeah," you'd be on Riverside, wouldn't you? You'd be on what's the one that you used to use? The
Restream. I still use Restream.
You still do it?
Yeah.
And what do they charge? How much money a month for Restream?
I think it's like $49.99 a month, but I don't use the. I have never live streamed anything from there.
Oh.
I got it to.
What do you use it for live streaming? You could record any other way.
Well, initially, I mean, at one point, I was going to do live streaming, and because I used it for three things. I used it for three shows, and I was going to use it for live streaming, and the versatility and stuff like that. It did. But now I think with Zoom is like stepping up its game. So I could probably go to Zoom and do what I was doing on Restream and do it for less.
Megan Kelly just asked why George Stephanopoulos and Katie Couric aren't canceled for dining with Epstein after his guilty plea. Katie Couric, where is she? Did she even? What would she get canceled from? She doesn't even have a podcast. I mean, who is she? I know she used to.
She used to have a podcast, and
she used to be Good Morning America or something, right? And
I think she had her own like special correspondent thing. Katie Couric.
But is she still?
Am I spelling that right? Is it K or C? Couric.
Couric, C. It's Touric. Couric. Katie Couric.
Okay.
We're just hemorrhaging viewers, but I know. I don't care. I'm not here myself. I would be gone. I would leave too if I were you. So if you're leaving, you have my understanding and compassion. Oh, look at me. I'm being compassionate.
Apparently she interviewed Fetterman recently.
All right. So she must have some kind of show then, whether it's radio. I don't pay attention to television, but I thought she had she's so 1980s. Like, what the hell is she even still doing? People hang on. They just hang on.
Apparently according to, I'm just looking at headlines. I'm not seeing the interview itself. Some of the responses that Fetterman doesn't bite as Katie Couric prods him to condemn Charlie Kirk. Kirk to Fetterman, if you don't believe we're living in an autocracy, would you concede that Trump is doing anti-democratic things?
Oh, yeah. And Fetterman just can't say yes to that. He you know what? I remember him saying, I don't call people a fascist. You know what? That is such a fucking stupid, weak position. I don't call people a fascist. So you wouldn't call Mussolini a fascist because he called himself a fascist.
If they were a fascist, you wouldn't call him a fascist? That's stupid.
Right. To say, and there is no doubt in my mind, as having been a victim of this insanity that's going on, and that I hate to call myself a victim, but I was a victim. Three guys fucking pounded on me for no reason. I did nothing wrong.
I'm sorry, Matt. You weren't a victim. You are an ICE survivor. You're not an ICE victim. You're an ICE survivor.
I'm an iced coffee guy, and I don't even like iced coffee. But I was doing nothing wrong. It was show me your papers. Show me your papers. Here my papers. Here you go. Big little bamboos. So that's fascism. So call it it's fucking Fetterman, man. Somebody needs to beat the fuck out of that big fucking retarded ogre. Oh, now I'm feeling it. Now I was almost back there for a minute. Did you see that? That was almost me. I almost channeled myself. So I'm sorry I'm not being entertaining for you this morning. I'm not feeling it. I don't feel good. I want to stay home from school today, Ma, and watch cartoons and all day. Can I do that? And
now, when you stayed home from school sick, what were your go-to programs that you like to watch?
I can't remember. I mean, I'm thinking. I remember I talked about Bewitched, where I got my first boner. They had Bewitched on reruns during the day or something, and that's where I got my first boner. Oh, look. I don't remember what was on. I mean, I know I like to watch a lot of cartoons, but they didn't have the cartoons were scheduled in the morning,
Right,
and then
just before school
and after school.
Right.
In the middle of the day, it was like soap operas and bullshit. Like yeah, I'm not watching that. I don't know what I was gonna do, but
now there were some programs like on PBS, I think. Well, I'm trying to think. That was later. I'm saying PBS. I mean UHF. I meant UHF, not PBS.
I was the first and you were the same generation, but my generation was the first to get exposed to Sesame Street. But it came on like I was like 7 or 8 years old when I first saw it, and I was like, it was one of those. What the fuck is this? Am I tripping? And I didn't think tripping, obviously, at 7 or 8 years old. But it was just weird, unique programming. Like, this is something very different than anything else on television right now. So I was compelled. But then they start like, today we're going to count to 3 or whatever they were doing, counting or spelling words. Like, we're going to spell the simplest word. It's like, what is this? You must be a retard. Is that the name of the show? You might be a retard.
Now, and I watched it not to learn anything as well. I used to watch it because I used to imitate all the voices, and so
when Oscar the Grouch was cool,
and when my sister got a job working for the Children's Television Workshop, Baltimore office. See, I didn't understand that my sister didn't actually work with Jim Henson and the Muppet People. I knew that she worked for Sesame Street because I got like these Sesame Street things that she used to bring home. But I thought she worked for Sesame Street. And I walked like the 1.5 miles to her office, across the railroad tracks into the other neighborhood, just so I could hang out there waiting for Jim Henson so I could show him that I could do the voices and maybe I could get a job, working for Jim Henson because I could do all the voices, And I really wanted to work for Jim Henson, and I even brought my own socks so I could do because then I mean they didn't have any Muppets there. They had like the dolls, but they didn't have no Muppets where she was. It was just all merchandising, but no Muppets. So
here's a little known fact. Want to have a little known fact. People don't remember. Jim Henson and the Muppets were a major feature for Saturday Night Live in the first season. They had their own segments and stuff.
Right. Was it Fraggle? No, it wasn't Fraggle Rock. Rhonda Handsome was one of the puppeteers
for Saturday Night Live.
For Saturday Night Live, the first year.
Wow. I remember Lily Tomlin and Grok. Well, I think it was Grok. Maybe that's where Elon got the name for his AI thing. Doing "I Got You, Babe," Sonny and Cher duet, like on that. But it was it was 90 minutes long. Saturday Night Live was 90 minutes long in the first season, and so there were Muppets segments, and then there were Albert Brooks film, like short.
The Land of Gork. The Land of Gork.
Gork, not Grok.
Gork.
Yeah. All
right. They had let's see, they also used to have short films, I think like by was it Albert Brooks?
Albert Brooks, yeah, I just said that. Those were some of my favorite parts of the show when they did away with that, I think, and they only had that for the first season. I think that it started to go downhill right from there. They thought that was, maybe I was the only one who liked that. Obviously, they did some focus groups or data that said, yeah, let's act, or maybe it was just too expensive. I don't know.
It could have been production value as well, turnaround time. Because they have when you're doing stuff live, you have to like, even though they had multiple stages, you have to have things set up and torn down so that you can keep moving from one stage to the next, just like that.
When I read the book years and years ago, I read the book in the 90s about the first season of Saturday Night Live. They said it was the 17th floor, 30 Rock, I believe, and the whole floor just smelled like weed. Like they were smoking a lot of weed.
Yeah, you couldn't smell the cocaine they were doing, though.
I don't know. It's 70s. Cocaine was really an 80s thing. I mean, there were people who did it in the 70s, but it started to really take off in the 80s. I don't know.
Yeah, if you had money, you could do it in the 70s. Because coke has been around for many, many, many years. Many, many decades.
No, since 100 years. All right, Christopher Kaufman looks like he's getting his camera ready. His camera ready. I was saying, thank God. I mean, we never needed to talk to a guest more than we do right at this moment, because we've been just babbling on for days here with this guest situation, and even alternate universes starting to say, "Give me the razor blades, man." Sorry, YouTube, that was just a joke. Anyway, let's get to our guest, and I know whether he's ready or not. How about that, Christopher?
Oh, ask him. He just put his headset on. So, Chris, if you can hear us and you're ready to go, just give us a thumbs up, and we'll do the introduction.
All right. How many fingers am I holding up? Does it hurt?
He gave us the thumbs. He's ready.
I know. I was just reverting back to my old stupid joke. How many fingers am I holding up, DD?
All of them.
Oh, does it hurt? That's my go-to joke. How many fingers am I holding? All right. You don't get it?
No.
Would you like to?
No.
All right. Christopher Kaufman believes in the transformational power of imagination. He's got a doctorate in music, music composition, I think. When really plumbed. I don't know. I don't know what plumbed means. When really plumbed and explored in the powerful stories. The dearth, these are the words I can't, dumb it down for me. The dearth of imagination has contributed to a present stage we are in, and the arts have a vital role. They always have in our growing consciousness. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Christopher Kaufman to the program. Christopher, welcome.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Now, do I have it right? You have a doctorate in music composition. Is that?
That's correct. I have a doctorate in music composition from Cornell from years ago, and have since branched out into many different things. Okay.
Now, how do you go from being a musician to a writer of fantasy? Because it seems to me it's as hard as it is to make money in music, and some people can do very well at it, but it's a struggle sometimes. As hard as that can be, I know from so many authors that we talk to that authorship can be a bigger struggle. So it's just like, are you a masochist? You were saying, well, it's not hard enough in the music business. I need to make things harder on myself. Let me get into authorship and publishing.
Well, actually, I wasn't thinking that way. No. I actually started writing fantasy books with colorful illustrations when I was like 9 years old. And then I discovered music a few years later when I went to the New Orleans Center for Creative Arts when I was living down there. And had all these incredible teachers, people like Wynton Marsalis were classmates, and his father Ellis was one of my teachers. And my main teacher was Dr. Bro. He was the classical guy, and I kind of glommed up. I followed him around like an imprinted gosling. In fact, Wynton Marsalis, he used to call me Little Doc because I was following him around. Anyway, I really got into music and had a great teacher, and I sang the bass solos in Messiah and studied oboe with the principal oboist of the New Orleans Symphony and piano. And then I started composing, and I was hooked. And I lived the life of a composer all the way through the doctorate we mentioned before. Schooling phase, you can say. But the thing is, when I finished my advanced degrees in music, my stories all this time had never left me. And at night, when I put myself to sleep, I would imagine these stories. And I ended up, like, at the same time I had my degree in music, I had the complete event structure in my head for this fantasy series titled Tales of the Ocean City, all the way through book 8, which I'm actually completing now. So on and off, I've been working on Tales of the Ocean City for 30 years. Now, you talked about the connection between the music and the writing. So I started writing the books down like in the early 2000s, and it wasn't quite it. It just wasn't happening. It wasn't alive yet. And then when I started my home laboratory, as it were, of music, with the program called Logic and the symphonies in a box, as it were, in the computer, and I started composing. And then what I did was I started narrating the books, the words of the story out loud, and then adding music to it, to the point where they were happening at the same time and they're fused together as one thing. Sometimes I think the text is accompanying the music. So wow. Beautiful symphonic cinematographic music is going on with the narration of these stories. And that's when I found my voice, and that's when it started happening.
All right, so let me get some clarity around this. Do they have to be, like you're more encouraging people to get audio books where they listen to your narration and the symphony, or the hardcover books and a CD of the music, and they do the kind of do it yourself at home type of thing? Is that I'm confused about the formatting.
Well, the answer is yes. It comes in all forms right now. I have it. Yes, what I'd like, there's beautiful physical books, with graphically illustrated pages. So that was the thing I added later, was the art. So each page is like a different work of art. It's really beautiful. And then you have audio albums, I call them, because the music element is so strong. At those days, audiobook outlets wouldn't even accept them, So there's the audio albums and the books. And yes, if you read and listen at the same time, you get a really fully immersive experience. Now, recently, I put those together into what I call video books. So you have a video with the pages streaming by, fully integrated with the narration and music, all as one thing. And I present them as episodes. I always have. I think of them rather than chapters as episodes, like radio dramas, where you do one episode a week or something like that.
I don't even think our audience understands what radio dramas were. Well, maybe they do, but I love that stuff. I used to have a girlfriend who just collected just old radio drama tapes and sought out I love that stuff. So now the idea of writing fantasy as transformational, this is where I'm like confused, because for me, I can't find anything that really lasts in transformation, like in upping my consciousness or finding any kind of redeeming value. I'm a world-class pessimist, and the other day I started the program by talking how I was transformed over the weekend by somebody I met who gave me hope and inspiration. That was yesterday morning, and by yesterday afternoon it wore off. How is fantasy a powerful transformative catalyst in people's lives?
These days, you're talking about a phrase I wrote to you about the dearth, of imagination. We live in this gray world in boxes and artificial lights, and beautiful forests have been paved over, and now parking lots for a mall. So our culture, so the imagination has been starved. Right. And so the arts and the really good fantasy stories give us that imagination back. It's like Lloyd Alexander, one of my favorite authors for fantasy, he said that fantasy is, you're talking about life. Every fantasy character, every scenario is a metaphor, a giant metaphor for our existence. Right. So by ingesting and processing and living through these the really good fantasy stories, you're going to infuse, You're going to get your imagination going, and everywhere you look, everything you see is going to be infused with more imagination. And if you want to think about what you can do with your life and what's going on around you and reprogram yourself, there's nothing better than really great, powerful fantasy stories. I know in my first book, it's called Battle in the Sky, and it's about a young character named Harloot and his companion, who is it's called a Parianth. Vespucian is her name, and she's like a telepathic Pegasus, and they're very close. And they speak to each other mind to mind, and they're going on a peaceful journey to the city, the ocean city. They see the princess and they want to say hello, but then they're attacked by these Vorm warriors, and it's very involved in where they come from and the backstory and all this. But you get this super visceral, exciting, powerful battle scene that lasts about 40 minutes, and then it resolves into this extremely powerful, almost ecstatic ending, right? So you go through all this, and I realize there are autobiographical elements all bound in it, and I really feel I have evidence that people who go through all this, they feel all of that, and they feel the transformation of having resolved this intense conflict through the story. And the music, of course, is extremely powerful music, and it all, so people feel better. But it doesn't have to be mine. It can be any great fantasy story, and the imagination or the arts and all this kind of thing. And you look and you see your world in a different way. It's less gray. People who bother you aren't as big an obstacle. You've experienced this conquest of and overcoming obstacles through these stories, and it can help you.
Well, let me just stop you, because I hear what you're saying, but right now I'm struggling, and I've struggled with this for a long, long time. The ideas of good and evil as forces of nature, and at this point in my life, what's troubling me, I'm asking you to help me. What's troubling me is the idea that we used to believe the good guys win in the end, and like in every story in mythology and all this stuff, it comes out to a belief at the end good will triumph over evil, and I'm not feeling like that's happening in society. I feel like everywhere I look, that's the black guys wearing the black hats. Sorry, GD.
Well, we're at war.
Are winning, yeah.
But we're in a battle scene right now.
Yeah,
we don't know what the outcome will be.
Well, that's what the message was over the weekend that made me feel transformative. This woman told me not to worry about it, that there's a plan for everything, and in the end, don't worry about it. Good will triumph over evil. And
I don't know about that, but I think we have to engage. You have to engage, and so
I
the
agree.
mythologies, not all mythologies end up with the good guys winning. I mean, Icarus didn't do so well. There's a lot of them are teachings, right? Obviously, you look at the Lord of the Rings, and yes, the good guys won, but they went through lots of battles. I mean, certain characters were turned to evil and didn't recover. There's a lot of things that happened in these stories, and they're all parts of ourselves. I mean, you can invest all of the characters with a part of yourself, and then investigate it and experience it and find your own way.
But part of that, though, is because society as a whole does not like stories where the bad guys win. So even if you have a book where the bad guy won, by the time it became a movie, quite often they would rewrite the ending so that the good guy would win.
That depends if it's a movie in America or France.
Well, yeah, it's true. I'm
Europeans have a lot of sad endings, like Wages of Fear or something like that. At the end, they blow themselves up. But in the American remake, they survived. So,
right. That's what I'm referring to the U.S. Over here. Now, I have a question about your audio books, because when we were listening, two things came to my mind. One, because I used to do impressions and things like that. How many voices are you capable of doing? And do you voice all of the characters in the book, or do you have to go like, okay, Zagla sounds too much. when I do that voice, it sounds just like the princess. I need somebody to come in and do the princess so I can tell, so that people can tell them apart, you know, that kind of thing.
No, I could do them all. I mean, it's like there are a lot of books where one actor does the whole book, including
Right.
female characters.
Right.
And so I feel pretty confident about that.
Wow.
I was just curious because
my mom was an actor, so maybe it's in my blood.
Ah.
Well, I was just curious because with the segment that we heard, the piece that we heard,
you're talking about the trailers. We
read the trailer with the trailer. I think I heard 3 distinct voices, and one of them you had to use a mechanical device to kind of help with the. Oh, well, right. You didn't have to, I guess, but to
it's a lot of fun to do. It's that's the King Jagafra, the Parent King at the end when they're talking. He and Burdin are talking. Yes, there are times I've done that. It's really fun to speak and then manipulate it a bit with what's in the program and deepen it. It's just playfulness, and it's an art. It's an art form. I have a lot of other works of this kind, and I learned how to do that, and so.
When earlier you said believed you have to be engaged, right? I think that's what you said, and I feel
you
like
put a ring on it.
Yeah, the idea of hero worship. I think in human nature, we're looking for a hero. We're looking for somebody else to come and save us, something bigger than us to come and save us. And I think that is counter to the idea of being gay. We don't want to do the work. We want somebody to come along and save us. And I think that's counterproductive. And I'm not trying to point fingers. I've had this idea or trying to make you, but I feel like the idea of encouraging people to believe in heroes or mythical saviors or any of that stuff is kind of how we got to where we are too. I mean, where people are just dependent, we're just looking for somebody to come along and save us. And one of the things that I go by is nobody's coming to save you, but act like somebody's coming to save you anyway, like somebody be worth saving. But it feels like society is and culture is just like looking for a hero. And so what's your perspective on that? Do you believe that the idea of hero is a good thing for people?
Well, I think that the idea is to ingest the idea of the heroes, right, into yourself.
Oh,
you are the hero or not. You're your own hero. I mean, you got to get busy, man. Yeah. So, yeah, no. It's like, if anything, the mythological fantasy stories are teaching you how to be proactive.
All right.
Now, there's like this idea today that people are taking a back seat and becoming more passive. And part of that might be the way the culture works, the way we have television and movies and videos, the social media pushing people back away from participating more. We sit on our couches or what have you, but if you read and experience and go to a concert of music, you're being proactive. You're going out, and your imagination is functioning, and that's the dulling of the imaginative powers that we all have contributes to this negative effect you're talking about.
I absolutely agree with that. And I do feel like people, they think of reading as something passive, and I don't think a lot of people are engaging in long form reading. Especially, they're comfortable reading a paragraph on social media, but if you wrote 2 paragraphs, they bail on that. I mean, our attention span is getting shorter and shorter and shorter, and we're demanding payoff or gratification much quicker. Like we want to be gratified in the moment constantly, and so it must be, I don't know, a difficult thing to get people interested in reading. Do you know who your audience is? Is it
audience is it can be people of all ages. I have a lot of people who are adult fantasy lovers.
Yeah, like
because my works are like classic fantasy. I call it classical epic fantasy because of the classical elements. I mean, you look at the cover I have there, this wonderful artist Anna Matura Laskowska, who lives in Poland, and it looks like classical art, but
Yeah.
you immediately see the fantasy heroic element and that who the characters are. So it's a really nice cover I have made for me, and she's doing the rest of them now.
Yeah, I
And
got it
so-
backwards, I think, because
What's
I
that?
thought Battle in the Sky was the book 2, Tales of Ocean City was book 1. I have that backwards, right?
Oh, that's looks like an older title there.
Oh,
The newer one says, oh wait a minute, that's the complete series. Yeah. So what I did was there's 5 books. The first series is 5 books.
wow.
It's called The Vorm War, and it puts together. And what you have here in the title is where I put them all together into one tome, I call it. So that one says Tell the Ocean, the complete series. But each individual book, like book 1, book 2, book 3, will have the title like Battle in the Sky, book 1 from Tales of the Ocean City, Descent into the Abyss, etc. They will have just their main title, and then it will say book 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. of the Tales of the Ocean City.
All right, gotcha. Now, it's interesting that the guy on the winged horse, that's a Pegasus, right?
It's well, I call them. It's a Parianth, which is a kind of telepathic Pegasus. They're they're different. They're a civilization of their own.
How long has that idea, that concept, been part of human literature? Because to me, the idea, because I grew up on the idea of flying cars, right? And it seems to me flying horses kind of was the precursor to that. Like, we've always had this thing about flying vehicles, whether it was an animal or a car. How long has that been part of our consciousness? This whole idea.
Jeez, that's a good question. I never investigated that, but I would certainly go back to like Homer,
Yeah.
and the Pegasus, the original Pegasus.
Yeah,
it's the earliest one I can think of.
I kind of wonder, like, where it came from, because it predates flight. Like with the flying cars, in my generation, I can relate that to, we had flight. We had the Wright brothers invent an airplane, and that's where that came from. Where the next step would be a flying vehicle. But we've always had this, I don't know, desire to be in the sky somehow as human beings, and that's just kind of a curious thing to me, like why we came up
certainly
with
the feelings and the experiences of flight are a huge part of the books. It's like really fun to be. It's fun when you write it because it's like you're doing it, you're being there yourself.
Yeah.
And there's all kinds of things.
I totally get that. I mean, as a young person, I can relate to when I was young. My most memorable dreams were about flight.
Yes, I had lucid dreams. You ever have lucid dreams where your hands glow and then you can fly?
Yeah, wow.
That was fun.
Very cool stuff. Now, you said this is a 5-book series. I thought it was a 2-book series. So
there's the first 2 books come in one because they're shorter in pages, because they're huge audio albums of an hour apiece. So I think of them more like in terms of time than in terms of pages. So the first 2 books come in one, then there's books 3, 4, 5, and that comprises the complete Vorm War series, where books 4 and 5 are the giant epic battle scenes and stuff. It's really fun. And then I have a second ongoing series, The Green World, and that's a trilogy, books 6, 7, and 8. I'm finishing book 8 now.
Wow. I asked you about your audience, and I was thinking, because I know a lot of soccer moms who are into Harry Potter, like this whole idea of this, and it seems to me that middle-aged young mothers, I'd say 30 to 50, love fantasy. And somewhere in your bio there, I read that you're very proud of your female characters. Where does that come from? I mean, and what about the female characters that you invent gives you a sense of pride?
Well, I would say, first of all, perhaps, I grew up with no father. It's part of why I attached to my composition teachers so well. But I had 2 sisters and my mom, and they're very powerful, amazing people. And all my pets were female. In fact, the Pariants, the telepathic Pegasi, they're based on my animal friends. They're based on so they're really close, like family. You see, I remember my dog. I felt like we almost had a telepathic connection when we were growing up, and so that's one thing. And then, of course, people ask, "What about which female characters are there in the book?" And of course, Harloot is a young man, but the main female character is Vespucian. She's the Priant's like family bond, and she leads the way. She's older. She leads the way very often. She takes over and is very heroic in her actions.
But I'm sorry, you said Vespucian is the lead female character?
Yeah.
But isn't that the horse?
Yes.
I mean, not the horse, but the
Pariant. Yeah.
Right, the Pariant.
They're fully intelligent, highly civilized creatures. They're not horses, so they're equal or superior. I mean, they're older and they're, so she is a lead character, and they're constantly talking to each other telepathically, mind to mind, throughout the book. They're like unified. So there's a lot of dialogue between them all the time. And in moments like in this the first book, and when it gets really intense with the battle, she takes over and leads the way very often, and kind of saves the day at the end. So
wow.
She is a main female character. And then at the end, when the battle scene is resolving, and the captains of the guard and from the Ocean City arrive, well, they're two sisters, the sister twain. They're named Elacia and Alexa. Now, I had originally had different names for them, and then I realized, well, these are really patterned after my sisters, Alice and Alexandria. So I changed their names, and they amplified their characters to really represent the heroic parts of my sisters. And then the princess, Princess Brian Lynn, she, in this book, she near the end, she gets wounded and is really beaten up a lot by the warrior chieftain. And that's also one of my sisters, Sister Alex. So she has like two parts in it, because we had a real abusive situation. We were young, and I witnessed my father, being quite violently abusive with her. And then I realized that was what was happening, that the warrior chieftain, as he, wounded and battled and hurt Brian Lynn, it was like replaying the scene that I had from when I was a child, right? It became more autobiographical and powerful. And the resolve at the end is that much more incredibly powerful, because I was really going through it. And so that's what I mean. Like, if another person, they might not know all this about my life or whatever, but if they read through this, they're going to get all of this stuff, this resolve that might apply to their lives in some kind of way, right?
That's a hope. I mean, we can, and
that's the way all art is. I mean, all good art has that kind of stuff in it, and you hope people get it in their own way. All you can do is present it over and over again and give it to people as a gift, and you see what happens, and not worry about how much money you make from it. If you truly give something to the world, you'll get something back.
That's a good message, and I think that gets over. I mean, people get into things and with intentions of monetization and all that kind of stuff. And I think the best way to do it is to think about making something really valuable, something that people can relate to, something that adds value to people's lives, and the money will come. But when you hear that and it fails a number of times, it starts to feel like, well, maybe that's just talk. A lot of people disappoint.
The doing of it has to be so intrinsic to who you are that you just keep doing it because that's what you are.
Somebody said the other day, artists never retire. They never stop working because it is who you are. It's not something you retire from. Yes. And it always puzzles me when I hear about people who do it and stop. And this is why, like with songwriters, how you're not writing songs. I know you're not publishing and recording stuff, but you stopped writing songs. How does that happen? For me, that would never happen. I mean, I'm always writing. Whether I'm going to share it with anybody, that's a whole other story, or whether I think it is my best work and worthy of sharing with people, that might be a difficult thing. But for me, I don't see how, if that's who you are and you started doing it to give yourself some kind of outlet, some kind of peace and expression, whatever, how do you just stop that? It's just a very strange thing that people can just retire from, because it's part of your life. It's part of your spirit. It's part of who you are.
Yeah.
Now you do readings, right? Public readings of the book.
Yeah.
Do you do it with the soundtrack? You come?
Yeah, I have a little traveling system. I have, maybe you can see it right back here. There's a TV screen, and so the video of the pages streaming by, as I mentioned, goes by, and then I have this little Bose PA system with the mic, and I bounce out the video without my voice, and then do the voice live. So the music and the visual are streaming by, and the symphonic music is pouring through, and then I live narrate.
Love
And
it.
what I'll do, I won't just go. I've done it different ways. Like the first time I did it, I just powered through the whole thing, but I found that it was a little much for people. It's like hitting them, So I now do scenes. And in between scenes, I might explain what's going on a little bit, and then do a few scenes from the book rather than the whole thing.
Is this a theater type of thing, or is it more like a club? I mean,
like coffee shops, bookstores, anywhere there's people. I've presented a lot of concerts over the years. I have a couple of concert series, and it takes an incredible amount of effort to build your audience and get people to show up and all like that. So for this, I like to go to where the people are already there.
Yeah.
And I just do it and attract them. Well, they come by and check it out, and then.
That would grab attention. I mean, if you're at a Barnes and Noble or something, and there's a guy over there doing like a symphonic reading, all of a sudden, it's gonna make me go over there and check it out at least, and find out what it's all about. Good stuff. So now, do you travel a country doing this, or is this just in your local area? What part of the country?
It's my local area. I live in Brooklyn, so there's a lot of places around.
You live in Brooklyn?
Yeah.
Brooklyn is a whole. It's so different from the Brooklyn I grew up knowing. It is very, and when I tell this to people, it's almost like they look at me like, "Oh, are you making this up?" That Brooklyn has become a artist hub. It's for the creative arts, filmmakers, musics, all this kind of stuff. It's just a hub of creative people, which it wasn't that when I was growing up. It was just people who lived in the city who just who couldn't afford to live in Manhattan, lived in Brooklyn and went across the bridge to support themselves. It's because why is Brooklyn? Have you always
Giants left and they needed something to replace them?
Yeah, I'm not sure about the history of how it changed. I mean,
have you always been from Brooklyn?
No. I moved around a lot. I was born in Cleveland.
Oh.
And then we moved straight south. We did a couple of years in Atlanta, and then New Orleans, as I mentioned, high school, New Orleans Center for Creative Arts.
Wow.
And then I went back to Cleveland to the Cleveland Institute of Music. And then I moved to, I did a year in Dallas of music study. I didn't like it there. And I moved, then I went to Ithaca, New York, and that's where I completed my master's and doctorate.
Interesting.
And lived there for a while, and then I moved out here. I lived out on Long Island for a while and taught in private schools and stuff like that. And then when I met my fiance, she's a Brooklynite, and then we moved in together, and I've been in Brooklyn ever since.
Wow.
Yeah, it seems like you went to school at different places to study music. Were you chasing tuition rates, or what were you?
I was chasing teachers.
Oh, okay.
And in my world, classical music, we don't care as much about the specific school. We go where the teacher is that we want to study.
Yes, okay, yeah, because a friend of mine got his PhD in music, and that's what he did. Well, I want to go study with so and so.
Exactly.
Right.
And then when he landed, when he finally landed when he wanted to start his music career, he moved to Iowa because he said he wanted to be a big fish in a little pond, and he
Okay.
did. He became a big fish in a little pond. Got got a Grammy. He's toured the world, playing conducting orchestra because he became the big fish in a little pond.
Very good. Good program.
Yeah. The Iowa Philharmonic. I don't know what. Bringing the Cornfield Symphony. I don't know.
At last you may, but he's done a lot of. Let's say he's had a very good life. Very good life.
Yeah.
And he probably would not have had it if he stayed in Baltimore, in the Baltimore area.
Yeah. No, he would be in jail right now.
Not this one.
Everybody in Baltimore is in jail. The entire city is in jail. Instrumentally, you're a keyboard player, or what is your?
Yeah, I did a lot of keyboard. Early days, I played a lot. I toured as a duo with my friend George Rosenbaum, who's this incredible viola player with lots of experience. So we toured. But now the keyboard is a tool for composition. I don't have time to practice and keep up pieces to perform live. Though I do, just recently I performed, I used my synthesizer keyboard and performed a piece that I wrote called Hudson Valley Music, which is an environmental piece. I created a soundscape crafted from hundreds of natural sounds and a video and live performers, and we perform together. And it has a story that goes through.
That's cool.
Actually, my most performed piece.
Lately, I've been following a guy who calls himself Sorehand. He's a classical guitarist, and he talks about classical music and with a little bit of tongue-in-cheek snobbery, like elitism about classical music. But the fact is, we are getting away from our appreciation of classical music and its importance and understanding the history of where music came from. Do you? But he comes from a classical guitarist perspective. Do you think that is that goes across all like music instrumentation and kind of all kinds of areas of study where people are looking for modern sounds and not really appreciating the Bachs and Beethovens and all that, and Strauss and all that kind of stuff from Baroque era to real classical music? Do you feel like that appreciation is alive and it is going to be with us for the next 50, 100 years, or you think like we're just...
Well, a big part of the issue there is the change in music and arts education in our schools.
Right.
In years past, every school had, an orchestra and a band, had like 4 choruses, lots of music and general music and teaching and exposure. And now it's been cut out, budgeted out for years and years, maybe to make people more compliant. And
I think it's money-wise, but yes, I don't think
the money's been taken out and given to other places.
Right, and I think as a culture, as a society, we've devalued humanities in such a way that it's not important. And I do paint parties and stuff like that, and I was hired by a grammar school about a month ago. And I went there and I said, "Don't you have an art teacher?" No, they did away with the art program in elementary schools now.
Yeah.
Well, do you at least still have a music program? We have music classes, but no orchestra. Kids don't play in a band. And like, what is happening in America? To me, those humanities are as important as math and listen, math and science and all that kind of stuff. Without that, we're lost.
Music exercises and works the complete human intelligence.
Yeah.
We have 3 centers of our intelligence: the physical, the emotional, the intellectual, and then that which is beyond, you can't put words to. And when you play like a clarinet, your physical, they look at the brain activity from above and they see the physical energy, from the dexterity point, the reading and translating the reading into what you do, and the emotional part all fused together and being exercised and promoted and grown. And so that's why music is so good for people. I teach lots of young people. I have for many years. In fact, it's the mainstay of my day job is teaching young people, and I teach them like composition. They're improvising and composing and playing, and it makes them good at everything else. It teaches so many things, including just long-term goal structure, how to start from here, and then in 2 years you're playing for Elise, and it's just learning how to learn, learning how to develop skills. And then of course you have music, and it feels great when you get it. At first it's work, and you work a little harder, and then you just get over the hump, and all of a sudden it's pleasurable, right? And it's just invaluable, and of course playing in a band, the concert, working together. I mean, we have great bands out here in Brooklyn.
And it can teach the parents patience.
Yeah, and you can teach
especially if you have if your child is a horn player.
Well, not to be too kumbaya here, because I kind of look down on kumbaya. But the idea of feeling, look, in modern music, there is a big difference between a sampled guitar or sampled cello, for instance, than actually holding it and feeling the vibration of that, and that energy that you get from actual instruments, real life instruments, can't be matched with just hearing it through a speaker. I mean, it's a different experience altogether. I encourage it completely. But it also, I had this conversation with somebody about in business, how my creativity, I felt like all the arts that I had spent my whole life in made corporate people look at me like, wow, this is somebody who thinks differently than us, because you're a creative thinker, and the way you approach things is a little bit askew from the way corporate people did, black and white and straight down the line by the book type of stuff. And how do we solve problems? Creative problem solving comes from a life spent in pursuit of art and beauty and all that stuff. I know I'm sounding a little kumbaya there, so I'll stop.
No,
but
another way to phrase it is lateral thinking. Where you're coming at the problem from different angles to come up with solutions that aren't just readily available.
Are you disciplined in your, and when I say disciplined, I mean, like, do you set aside a time every day to write, or do you have structure around your writing, or do you let it, when you wake up with an inspired dream or something, let the inspiration hit you and then run to create?
No, that's not how you generally work. I mean, you sometimes you don't feel like it, and you put yourself down and get to work, and sometimes those are your best, most inspired moments. So I get to it in the mornings and the afternoons. The fun thing is that now that they're synced, the phone is synced with my home computer and my iPad, whatever I'm using, so I can wait for my daughter to emerge to me to take her to school, sitting here in my car, and I can open it up and I say, hey, do a sentence, do a phrase, do something, do some writing anywhere I am at any time.
Wow.
So and then at night when I'm laying in bed, I can open up my phone and work, and I've done a lot of writing right there.
Wow.
So it's kind of a continuous interwoven thing that's constantly going on.
I've talked to a lot of authors, obviously, with this program, and one of the things that is very common is the idea of walking to give some stimulus to the creative process, because of the automatic. You turn off your brain, and walking is just like you're just doing it without thinking, and it just becomes a physical thing. Do you do any of that kind of stuff?
Yeah, when I walk my dog, I think about my projects.
Yeah.
I remember years back, I wrote this huge symphonic tone poem called Islan, which is based on Icelandic poetry. And while I was writing it in the morning, I had this pattern, where I jog, it's just some woods, and then this, I had an exact, what is the word, a route, a trail, so that I didn't have to think about where I was going, and so I could run and just think completely about the music, right, and then go home and get to work. So sure, physical activity like that can really help change, to get you going.
Yeah.
And
So, one more question here, and then I'll let you go. I'm just curious about the publishing, because we talk about the creative stuff. Now, when it gets down to business, the publishing business is cutthroat, ridiculous. There is people tricking algorithms because we talked about bookstores. There are fewer and fewer brick and mortar bookstores, and a lot of it is online. The publishing industry. Any frustrations there with the state of publishing?
well, again, I sort of put it out and don't think about it, and to get the word out on things like this. I'm going to start my own podcast soon when I'm ready, where I give, like I was mentioning, episodes of the story per week. And then the second half will be talking about fantasy and readings and maybe some interviews, things like that. So, that you're getting the word out and finding your audience is all that matters.
Yeah.
Bookstores themselves really aren't the place you start with independent publishing.
That's interesting. Yeah, I don't think at this point in life, even if you are published by like one of the few remaining traditional publishing houses, I think bookstores just are not the. There are fewer and fewer bookstores, and I know a lot. It used to be a thing, like just go to the bookstore and just spend a day looking for stuff, and now it's just a thing of the past. And I think Amazon we can talk about how Amazon has changed culture, but that's one way in particular that I think is a very negative effect. It's like there was value in just perusing and finding things that you didn't necessarily go for, like finding things. Any interest in writing anything other than fantasy ever, or are you just committed to the genre?
Well, I have this series going, which I had in my head for 35 plus years, and I'm finally getting to where I was, the event structure I had when I first did it. But I took a break in the teens. Like my daughter was born 2010, and by the time she was 4, I started a new concert series called the Fantastic Theater, which is an arts education effort. And I wrote pieces for us, theatrical, family audience pieces, music and art for people of all ages, all at once, it's called. And so for about 9 years or 8 years, whatever it was, I focused on those. And so they were pieces that are books, audio albums, live shows, and films all at the same time, all conceived at once. And I performed them with my daughter. We did the one called The Musical Forest, which teaches music fundamentals through its things like Peter and the Wolf on steroids. Wow. And we did it as a workshop, as a chamber piece. And, I had the video had the scenes, and I had the beautiful orchestra, some of my favorite music of mine pouring through the speakers, and then we're live performing with it. And I had made giant puppets and everything. And we did it with a full orchestra in Minnesota, all this stuff. And then as she got older, I wrote this. So the audience for these pieces grow as she grew. So the next one was The Fantastic Zoo, where 2 children go to the Fantastic Zoo, and the wizard Thuna takes them into his fantastic zoo, and they hear the stories of the phoenix, the mermaid, and the dragon. It's one of my best ones, and has a beautiful film of it on my my YouTube channel, Sound Artist, Sound Art US. Sound Artist is my name. And then I wrote her a cinematic ballet called Dancing Nighthawk, which we performed a couple times. And so those are, they're fantasy, but they're different kinds of fantasy,
Very cool. Well, you know what? I appreciate that you're keeping real music alive, even though you're not conducting a full orchestra, because you talk about too. You do?
Oh,
I mean,
sure.
the expense of that kind of production, I was just thinking it's just prohibitive in today's world. Like to get a full orchestra of classically trained musicians. Just
well, that's why you get students. You get your students to say, for extra credit, we're going to do this.
I mentioned my piece Island, right? A symphonic tone poem with Icelandic poetry, and I went to Minnesota, a community orchestra out there, and this woman, Anna Sigga, came from Iceland to do the voice part, and I conducted them, and we did it live. And I brought in my daughter to play bass drum because she's a percussionist as well, and that was a fundamentally important sound. It was really fun, like a father-daughter thing. So that's on my website. You can see me doing that. I made a film out of it too.
Yeah. Speaking of the website, it's ChristopherKaufmanAuthor.com.
Well, that's okay. My main home website is soundartist.com. That's sound.
But doesn't that redirect when you go there? No,
not that one.
Okay.
The one that redirects is talesoftheoceancity.com, and that's the one that it has multiple Christopher Kaufman author. Talesoftheoceancity.com. That's the one for the books. The author. Right. That's the author one. Sound Artist is my main website where you can see all of my work. And then the YouTube is Sound Artist as well.
Okay. I know I said I would just one more question and I'll let you go, but we watched the trailers earlier. Now, that seemed like a big production in the trailers. That seemed like a lot of you don't see a lot of authors putting that much time into a trailer. Generally, it's a 30-second little by the book type of thing. That process of creating, it's almost like a cinematic experience, just doing the little thing. That a lot of energy and time and energy goes into that. Yes.
Yes, that's an excerpt from the books, from the episodes,
from
the video book. Oh, it was incredibly fun. When I was writing the music and the story at the same time, I'd be doing the music and narration for an earlier part and then scribbling all over. The ending came to me, and it was really fun. And I think that translates. The experience is very powerful. And I remember when I was doing the narration, I was just infusing each word with as much emotion as possible. Wow. And the idea is to cut through all the noise with something really direct and pure and sincere.
Well, we appreciate you being here. We hope people will go to the website and buy the book series, or at least start on the first book and follow along from there. It's been a pleasure to have you here, and thank you for again being part of the program with us. And
thank you both so much. It was big fun. I appreciate it.
Have a great day. Bye
you
for
too.
now.
Bye bye.
What am I doing here? I'm doing the wrong thing. What am I doing? I'm taking the book out. Buttons. I'm pushing wrong buttons. Anyway, GD, you were quiet, much more quiet than usual. You didn't have a lot of input on that segment. You usually have more.
Well, there was a couple of things. One of them, when he mentioned about Pegasus, I was trying to find out when the winged horse began. And then I got down this rabbit hole because there was like 7 or 8 different mythologies about different cultures had their own winged horses. And I was trying to find out which one was the oldest.
Wasn't there like a Hercules? I mean, I'm going back to Hercules cartoons.
But that was Pegasus in the cartoon. But according to Greek mythology, there were 2 winged horses because Pegasus had a twin, and the one who rode Pegasus for the longest time was someone named Bellifor or something. I don't have it pulled up now. I'm trying to do it from memory, but there was a bunch of different cultures had winged horses. But I was trying to figure out which ones were the oldest. And now, for example, I could rule out Buddhism because Buddhism didn't come around until like 500 years AD, I think. 500 years. When was Buddhism? Islam was 500 years after Jesus. Buddhism was...
Here's what I get. Pegasus can refer to a winged horse from Greek mythology, a launch vehicle, spyware, a constellation of various software and company names. Spyware I did not know about. Greek mythology, that's basically the Hercules thing. So that's probably where it started. No.
It's possible because Buddhism is not that old, really. It started, it's just, I think, shortly before Christianity, I think. Islam is after Christianity. Hinduism had a winged horse. The Koreans had a winged horse, and then there was one name that was so fucking, I couldn't even cut and paste it. It wouldn't let me cut and paste it. It was because it was a link, and every time I got on it, it wanted to change to another link, to another link, to another link, and I just wanted the name by itself because it had so many consonants in it that it was a pain in the ass for me to try to remember, type it up. But
well, you could have had. Please stand by. We have too many fucking consonants. Please stand by.
So, and that no.
Yeah. Fantasy, again, the idea of transformative. I think the idea of a hero, I don't know, it's counterproductive to me. That when you talk about getting engaged and being proactive, the idea of heroism makes you think, well, I don't have to do anything. Somebody's just going to come save me, so I don't have to get engaged. I don't have to be proactive.
Well, I was just curious as to why the female lead had to be a beast and not an actual woman. I mean, female is an energy as opposed to a gender, when it comes to these types of things as well. But, and that's what I was trying to find out when I said female, when I said the female voices, I meant like a woman, a humanoid.
I don't know. I don't even know anything about them. I just know that they're pretty. They smell nice.
The horses?
No, women, females. But yeah,
so I was just curious why the female lead had to be a beast.
Yeah, that is a curious. Well, why didn't you ask him that? That would have been a good question.
Well, I was trying to. I
wouldn't shut up. Is that what you're saying? I wouldn't shut up.
I didn't say that.
I was thinking that.
Okay, you can think it, and I'll infer it, but I'm not going to say it.
I would. I had talked about how Threads, the website, which is really just Instagram, Twitter. I don't know what the fuck it is, but it's just like women, like the pictures of do men still like redheads? The men still like blondes? The men still open doors? It's like, what is this? A fucking dating site? But there was a woman there. Do these jeans make me look fat? And she had the classic, like you were talking about before, the classic 36, 24, 36, like hourglass shape. And I didn't respond to her, but I just like, when I looked at that, I was like, those hips were made for giving birth. I mean, no, you don't look fat. This is my thought. You don't look fat. You look like a woman. And I started thinking about, I think the Bible story, the Garden of Eden, whatever it is, that women were made from a rib of a man. I think that's backwards. I think the woman body is made for creation. And I'm looking at this woman who's thinking she's looking fat, and like those hips, that's what the Bible should have said. Like man was made from from a hip of a woman. I don't know. It's just like, why?
I think if the Bible were going to be accurate, they would went, and God created women and went, damn, you got to thank God for an ass like that.
Yeah, that's right. But it's I hate to be it sound like anti-masculinist, but I think if women
anti-masculine.
Well, yeah, feminists, anti-masculinist. I'm just thinking women are much better beings than men.
I'd agree with that. Yeah, I'd agree with that wholeheartedly.
So but they do get this hung up on, does my ass look fat? No, that's your hips that are that are just right for. It's not like necessarily fat. You don't have a fat ass. You have womanly hips. That's what it is. Anyway, this has been a struggle of a show, hasn't it? It's my fault. Tomorrow we have no guest booked, and I'm, would you like to take off tomorrow and just prepare for your show? Should we just not have a show tomorrow?
Well, it's also my last chance.
I think we have Elizabeth Croydon on your birthday. I don't think she knows it's your birthday on Thursday.
My birthday is Wednesday. My show is on Thursday.
Why do I have it backwards? So tomorrow's your birthday.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So it's So Thursday's a post birthday post birthday hangover. You'll be hungover because you get
No,
drunk.
I won't. No, because I
You
don't really
just
celebrate.
you talked about how you just come from a family of drunks and
Yeah, I come from a family of drunks and drunks and drug addicts.
oh,
So
so
I
you'll
don't.
be
I don't do
so
that.
you're bombed right now, aren't you?
No, I
Get up
don't
and
do that.
get up and put your arms out. Oh, I can't even do that.
Last night I actually had a beer during the open mic,
Oh.
and that's the first time I've had alcohol when I was expected to take a mic in 11 years.
One beer though, that's not gonna do it. I think a big.
No, I'm just talking. For me, it's the principle of it.
Oh.
I mean, I know I can handle it. It's not a problem. It's a matter of principle.
So what happened that made you think, you know what, I'll go for a beer? I forget.
It was the hat. I was getting the hat, and then she gave me the hat for free without me having to get the beer. And then I thought to myself, I should at least. And I thought to myself, I'll get the beer and I'll drink it after the open mic.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, but I'm not going to want to sit around because it takes me forever to drink a beer. I don't want to sit around that long afterwards, because then the karaoke starts after the open mic. And then if I know me, the karaoke is going to start and I'm going to want to start doing karaoke songs. So to be efficient, I said, I'll just drink the beer now or start drinking it now. No, I didn't finish the whole thing before I went up. And
I wish it would take me a long time to drink a beer.
Yeah, I take a long time to drink alcohol, and as a general, that goes back to my cheap days when I used to go out with friends and stuff, and I was just trying to save money. I would nurse the drink for the whole night, because it turns out I didn't care about drinking. I just wanted to hold a glass in my hand.
Yeah, I get that. A social drinker,
right? Yeah. So as long as I would hold the glass in my hand, I was fine.
Yeah,
and then there's some places, and if I was driving, I didn't drink at all. But the bartenders where I frequented places knew I didn't drink if I was driving, and so they would bring me virgin drinks and make them look really, make them look good.
They fuck them.
Yeah, so
they they're virgin drinking and they fuck them.
Yeah,
I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. For me, I don't know. I'm a guzzler, and no matter what. I open a beer or I pour myself even a glass of iced tea or anything. I guzzle. I am a guzzler. So I wish I could take a long time to drink a beer. This is my problem. It's like I guzzle it down and then I really wanted to take my time and enjoy that. But if I have another one, a second beer, I'm going to be drunk.
Well, like Wednesday nights, my wife and I usually do trivia, Family Feud trivia with some friends, with two other couples. And I will have a whiskey sour, and that one whiskey sour, I'll probably take an hour to drink.
All right, we're changing the subject here because we have a few minutes here. Sunshine asks, what is your go-to karaoke song? This may come as a shock. Are you sitting down?
I'm sitting.
I have never sung karaoke in my life. I've never been to karaoke in my life. Never once been there. I don't know. What would I sing if I were to go to a karaoke? I don't know. Do you have?
Well, here's the thing. Since I've been doing comedy, I don't do karaoke with their lyrics. Matter of fact, Sunshine, if you want to see what I'm talking about, my website is sogdfunny.com, and go to the menu and you see my karaoke songbook. And they are lyrics to other people's songs. I have like maybe 20 or 30 songs in there. And so I will, I might go to, if they pull up the karaoke version of 9 to 5, instead of singing 9 to 5, I would sing my lyrics, which would be I'm retired. If they pulled up my favorite one to do is 500 Miles.
I would walk.
But I don't do their lyrics. I do my lyrics. I will rub 500 times. That's my favorite one to do. And that's because it has a part where people can sing along. They go la da 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 la da 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 la da da da, and people can sing along. And I like, I like karaoke songs where people have an opportunity to sing along.
Yeah. Let me just tell you something that this might ruin our friendship.
You've never been to my website, or you've been and you don't like it, you think it needs work. Okay.
No, when I was driving home from Governor's, I was yada yada, and I was like, I fucking hate GD.
Yeah, you told me that. You told me that you couldn't get it out the fucking head.
And I hate that. I hated that song when it was on the radio, and then you put it in my head, and it was like stuck with me for a day. I was like, I want to fucking strangle fucking yada yada out of that fucking guy.
Yeah, you told me. Yeah, I'm glad I could help.
Now,
there's one that I really like to do that my wife does not want me to do when she's around, and she doesn't want me to do it in live shows, but I really do like doing it. It's my karaoke version of Surrender, which is Sore Ender.
Cheap Trick?
Yeah, Cheap Trick. I have a karaoke version of that.
Mommy's all right, Daddy's all right.
And she hates that song.
My hemorrhoids feel all right.
Yeah,
I'm a surrender.
Yeah,
but don't give your ass away.
My version is about being fond of my doctor's touch. My doctor gave me rectal. I'm trying to think. I can't remember my words. I actually would have had to look it up.
Wow. I remember somebody, a Christian person, telling me that the impulse to write parody or change lyrics to songs was evil or somehow demonic, or it was like related to speaking in tongues or something weird like that. Like God doesn't like when you do parody. What the hell? Because to me, it just comes naturally. Whenever, especially if I don't really know the lyrics to the song, but I know the melodies so well, I will make up my own lyrics. And then somebody told me it was evil. Don't do it.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, what you finding your words and you're like, what? Did I actually write that?
No, Surrender is not in here. I must have accidentally deleted it.
Wow.
It can't be. This is just not in the table of contents.
Well, look under Sore Ender. Maybe you put it under that.
It's somehow out of alphabetical order too, because Short People comes after Superstition, and Surrender should be after Superstition. Short People should be before that. Son of a bitch. I gotta fix my website. I didn't know how long it's been. How long it's been broken like this. I have to fix it. Oh.
What the fuck is this? Viv Mia show. I haven't been on the Viv Mia show. Saying that, I don't know, what the hell are you talking about? Somebody sending me my appearance on the Viv Mia show. I don't even know who Viv Mia is. I've never been on any. Stop! You're confusing me. I'm easily confused.
Oh. There's one I like even better than that. That's Driver's Black. I really like Driver's Black. That is probably my favorite song parody to do.
What is it? I mean,
that's the Rolling Stones Painted Black.
Painted Black? Well, I see a red car and I think the driver's black. Is that
right? I see a red car and I think the driver's black. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I know that one. I think I've heard you do that one. Maybe
I've done it on did it on the. We played it on the show.
Oh. Yeah. You know what? I was thinking the other day where people didn't even notice. When Trump's first inauguration, the song that they played when he was coming into the wherever they do the fucking inauguration, Rolling Stones, Heart of Stone. You never break this heart of stone. Like it's pretty much saying this guy's heartless. It was almost bragging about the fact that get ready for a heartless administration, and nobody even commented on that or anything. Like, are you kidding me? That's what nothing patriotic in that. You'll never break this heart of stone. No, this heart of stone.
Surrender's not in there. I got to fix my web. I had to fix my web. I hate fixing my web page.
I know. Fucking web work is the worst.
Especially since I went through so much trouble to make sure I got it right.
How would you accidentally?
Because I was updating it, and I was probably putting things in that I was doing a table of contents. Either that or I just was afraid of my wife and I never added it to the thing. But I can't imagine me being so afraid that I don't put it on my website.
We never asked Sunshine what her favorite go-to karaoke song is.
Yeah, that's true. What is your go-to karaoke song?
I don't know what I would sing. I honestly don't. I can't imagine. Probably something from Neil Diamond, because that's what I have a voice that is, Brooklyn-y and deep like his. So I do, even though I'm not a big Neil Diamond fan, I do a lot of Neil Diamond material because I can do it well. It's, I stick to what I can do well.
I honestly haven't done real karaoke, using their words, and like before I even got married with my wife, like maybe 40 years even. It could be that long. The last two songs I did karaoke, and we recorded them. They recorded them and gave it a cassette. Was Bread. If a picture paints 1,000 words.
Yeah,
I did that one.
If is that song?
Yeah, if that's it. If it's called If. Yeah, I did that one, and the one before that was and I did a Sting song, and I'm one of it wasn't King of Pain. It was like Every Breath You Take.
Oh
yeah, I did those two songs. That was the last time I did karaoke.
The idea, because I used to do live karaoke, and it was extremely challenging. We tried to do like a band, and you'd come up and sing, and we'd have the words out there for them, and they would sing with a live band, and it was extremely challenging. And then a friend of mine who is not a schooled musician, he doesn't read, write, or he doesn't have, he basically can't just kind of, he doesn't have an encyclopedic repertoire. And he said he was going to do live band karaoke, and I just commented on his Facebook thing about how challenging it was, and he got really angry. He's like, "I'm not asking, can I do it? I'm not asking your permission to do it." I said, "I didn't say that. I was just saying you have no idea how challenging it's going to be. People are not going to come up and ask for 3-chord songs that you've played all your life that don't require much thought. They're going to come up and say they're going to ask for the most obscure song that you can possibly think of, and then like artists you would never want to cover. People come up with really, really strange things that they want to do karaoke on, and you're not prepared to do it. If one guy in the band,
especially if they have their friends in the audience and they want their, especially if it's a song that they know how to do really well, and they want their friends to hear them sing it.
Close to You, I have done that one. When I did the live karaoke stuff, that was one that a couple of people came up and sang.
You mean like the Dionne Warwick Close to You?
No, the Carpenters Close to You.
Aren't they the same song?
I don't know. I never heard the Dionne Warwick one. But on the Roberta Flack song was another one people would come up. We talked about the other day, Kill Me Softly. That's a religious song or something, or a drug song. Yeah, drug
right.
But people would request that, and like I was the only one in the band who knew that. But that's what I mean. Like these guys who play in rock bands and just like they learn cover songs. They're not prepared for somebody coming up and saying, "Give me a Roberta Flack. First time ever I saw your face." That's what I want to sing. Oh, you kidding me? Like you don't know that fucking song. You've been playing Sweet Home Alabama all your life. Should I stay or should I go, or like whatever rock songs? You're not going to be prepared for somebody coming up with first time ever I saw your face. Or what was one she did with Peebo Bryson? The Closer I Get to You or something, whatever. I mean, people will come up with those weird. They were hits, but they weren't hits that cover bands ever played. Right.
Right.
So doing live band karaoke is difficult. I'm going to be doing that in January. I have a live acoustic karaoke sing-along thing in one of these.
Yeah, Dionne Warwick did sing it also because it was written by Burt Bacharach.
Which one?
Close to You. Dionne Warwick also sang that.
That was written by Burt Bacharach?
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's why I thought Dionne Warwick sang it, because he wrote most of her songs.
Yeah, she was not a nice person, Dionne. Oh, well, is she still alive? Let's call Psychic Friends Network and see if we can get in touch with Dionne. She was not a nice. I opened up for her once, and she was one of the most stuck up people that I ever opened up for. She was just like, we had rules. We couldn't even go to our dressing room until she was cleared out of security, so that we wouldn't pass by her room or her dressing room and all stuff. Just not a nice person to work with. I think she was with Whitney Houston's godmother or something too, right? Or something like that, or aunt.
Or aunt.
Yeah. Not one of the nice ones. Tina Turner was one of the nicest people I ever opened up for.
Now, did you know Karen Carpenter was a drummer?
Yes, very good drummer, extremely.
Yes. Yeah, she was listed as one of the 25 best female drummers.
Yeah, I think there was somebody did a comparison of her versus like John Bonham or something, and she won in his opinion. She was very good drummer, and most people don't know that about her because she's just one of the most accurate pitch singers ever. There's been all these people who do pitch analysis and people using auto-tune and everything. She was right on the fucking line long before there was any auto-tune or Melodyne or any of this kind of pitch correction stuff. She was like the most accurate pitch singer ever, and people who try to emulate that pure tonality, great talent. You know what? Sad that she died way too young. But she was not making music anymore at the time when she passed. Anyway,
yeah.
Wow, it's been a struggle of a show today. I didn't want to do it, but we got through it.
What was her cause of death?
Anorexia bulimia.
I thought that was the Tennille lady from the Captain Tennille.
Could have happened to her too, but
that's true. It's not like one person has it, nobody else can have it. Yeah. I copyrighted that. You can't die of that.
That would be a good thing if we'd run out of things to kill people with or die.
No, people have to create new ideas. They have to have variations.
Yeah. All right,
that's why we have a pneumonia, because there was the old pneumonia, and then you said, no, you can't do that anymore. I said, okay, well, fine, I'll have a pneumonia, and it's not your old pneumonia. I got a new one.
All right, so I want everybody, as we wrap it up here today, I want everybody in the chat room, because tonight at midnight, G.D. Fenderson turned 66 years old. So I want everybody in the chat room to sing him happy birthday right now. Let's listen as they sing. Go ahead. Somebody's singing off key. Wait, let me give you a song. Happy. Go ahead. Take it from there. Happy.
Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. We just got a strike. Happy birthday to ya.
I did a couple of birthday parties this past weekend, and it's just painful how you get people in a room and nobody wants to take the lead and say, here's where the key is. So you get people singing and it's not harmony. It's just like, pick a key, and you couldn't find the key sitting on a janitor's lap. That's my.
I know. At our my wife and I used to have these family cookouts at Memorial Day weekend, and it'd be like 100 people at our house. And so that was also the week of my aunt Helena's birthday. She was the eldest statesperson of our family. She was the eldest living member of our family. And so we would sing happy birthday to her. And I'd get on my bucket. I had my bucket van, and I'd get like 30 feet in the air so I could get everybody's attention. And I would say, okay, we're going to sing happy birthday to Aunt Helena. Now, here's the deal. When we get to that part where it says, happy birthday, dear. See, because when we get to that part, we have to agree what we're going to call her, so we're all singing the same word. It's because her kids are going to want to call her mom, and then her nieces and nephews want to call her Aunt Helena, and then my mother just want to call her Helena because they're sisters, and so we're all going to use the same phrase, all right? And we're going to say happy birthday you sweet, sweet, sexy thing. That's what we're going to sing. So that everybody was singing the same words.
Wow. That's a lot of syllables, though. Too many
Oh,
syllables.
yeah. But, it works, just everybody. But they all tried it. They all did it,
Yeah. Yeah. The words aren't as important as the key to me. I mean, get it right.
Oh, yeah.
Or
yeah.
everybody, I don't care if get it right, get it all together. Everybody be in the same key. Please. One person has to take the lead and establish the key, and then you follow them. And if it's at my house, I'm going to be the person who starts it all. Like everybody.
See, now that's fine when you have like a white family. And I'm just teasing. The last time we did the happy birthday, we couldn't sing it together because I'm not going to mention my cousin Kevin by name. But when he does happy birthday, he has to do this. Happy birthday to you.
Oh,
he's got to like.
He's got to Mariah Carey it.
Yeah, he's got to do the whole thing. And so you can't sing with him. He's got to do his own happy birthday, and then everybody else does.
Well, that's what they have closets for. You go, come here. Let me show you. Get the fuck in there.
Yeah, and he takes the hand. He goes like, happy birthday to
I'm one of the sending her. Thank you, Sunshine. You have a great day too. Thanks for being here. Listen, I know this is one of these days where I keep saying, yeah, I know I said we were going to wrap this up. You mentioned the bucket thing, the crane thing with the bucket.
Right.
On Saturday, I was driving to my gig, Long Island Expressway. Every single exit, there were 2 cranes holding up on different sides of the overpass for an exit. A American flag hanging downward, and I was like, "What the hell is happening? What is it?" Every single exit on the Long Island Expressway, 68. I'm on exit. 68.
That's a lot of money. I have cranes doing that,
and for what? That I thought the same thing. Like, what are we going? In my mind, I'm thinking, did Trump die? Is this good news? Like, they're hanging a flag for what was anything Saturday ring a bell that might.
In New York, no.
I didn't even think it was in New York. My thought was all these American flags. It must be, I don't know.
My wife and I were out and about a little bit on Saturday. We didn't see any American flags except for the usual flags where we have some neighbors that fly a flag like year round.
Yeah.
And most of them are, to say conservatives is redundant in my neighborhood.
Nobody even fucking mentioned it. Like, what the hell happened, and what was the reason? And you're right. That was a thought I had. Like, after I saw the first one, I thought, well, that's odd. Why are they doing that? And then I just kept seeing them. Like, every 2 cranes, 100 feet up in the air, hanging this gigantic flag over and if you got off at that exit, that was going to be a traffic jam because you had to people working their way around the crane trucks. It was like, what are we doing this for? No indication whatsoever on the local news or on social media. What the fuck was going on? I'm still puzzled by it. I'm going to get to the bottom of it today. Anyway.
I guess you can find out what happened. And then but wait till next week when they do it again. Stop and say, what the fuck you wasting all this money for?
Right. If I wasn't on a way to a gig and already anxious about getting to a gig, I might have pulled over and said, what the fuck is this for? But I didn't. Anyway, we're going to wrap this up. Listen, happy birthday in advance of your happy birthday. Think about it. If you want to take off tomorrow, I mean...
I don't need to take tomorrow off. I'm fine. But,
we don't have a guest, and we're just going to talk for 2.5 hours and get alternate universe saying this is painful again, because it will be painful again.
Well, I'll get a top 5 list of something we can talk about. Last time was it movies or sitcoms?
Last time it was sitcoms.
It was sitcoms. We'll do
top 5 sanitary napkins. I don't know.
We can't do comedy albums because I'm still trying to sort that out myself.
Yeah. All right.
And we talked about the matching tie and handkerchief with the 3 sides, which is a scientific miracle.
It is. All right, let's get out of here. Tell people have a great day. Thank you for coming, and don't forget to turn on your radio. Bye for now. The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host
listen to me now. Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me now. Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me now. Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me.